Submit to the High Council this week here on World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the man who is a comic artist pro. He's a legend in the field and is the creator of the hugely successful Cyberfrog. Folks, say hello to Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh, let me say hello first. Hi, I'm Ethan Van Sciver from ComicArtistProSecrets, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. What an important day we have. We're joining each other tonight, guys. Very, very important day. Lots to discuss.
Up next is a man who's killing it at the YouTube game. It's Jeremy from Geeks+Gamers.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? What's up, High Council? Thanks for having me. I think we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to debate. We have a lot to discuss. So I'm not going to waste your time doing that stupid video entrance. Let's go.
I think people paid for it, though. You got to say at least a word.
Somebody said the other day, they said, Jeremy, I could tell sometimes you don't want to say that intro, but sometimes you say it and it sounds genuine, and I appreciate that. So what's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today. There you go.
It's so odd when you cut it off with today. It's like today what?
And today, nothing. And today, it's today.
And tonight, we are joined by a guest, our fourth. So after the hugely successful show that was last week, I thought to myself, how can I top the EFAP crew? And then I realized, oh, it's easy. All I had to do is make a phone call to our friend who happens to be the entire overlord of the entire planet. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Doomcock.
Hail to the High Council, hail to YouTube and the millions listening around the world. Stealthily. It doesn't show up on your stats, but it's millions, trust me. And I just want to say it's an honor to join you guys again. It's been too long, and I am ready to talk some shit.
And there's a lot of shit to talk about tonight because, guys, we are in the middle of what is, for some, a crisis, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. But before we get into the crisis, I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Star Wars for Life, who's been very enthusiastic about helping the fandom in us. I want to give her a shout out. Thank you very much. And I want to mention a very special birthday today. So today is the birthday of the creator of Star Wars, George Lucas. And what better ways to talk about George Lucas's birthday by realizing that Star Wars is dead and in the toilet, and the future doesn't seem too bright for it. So do you guys have any birthday message you'd like to send to George Lucas?
Well, as a prequel defender, you know, I just am so thankful for George Lucas and his existence and his creation. It gets overlooked a lot, but what the man did is almost hard to comprehend what he created. And he's the reason we have Star Wars. That's at the end of the day. You can complain about the special editions, you can complain about the prequels, you can complain about a lot of things, but he's the reason we have Star Wars, and that is the big picture that everybody needs to realize. George Lucas is the man. Happy birthday, sir.
You know, after we saw what came out last week, SC-38, the big Star Wars special fan thing, what did you guys think of that at first?
I loved it. I didn't want to watch it just because I don't like adding to like movies that I think are perfect. But I mean, it was fantastic to see it. It really was.
I thought it was
okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Go.
All right. Well, I think I liked it. I thought it was technically brilliant. I thought that the fans did an incredible job and showed fans can achieve with love without a whole lot of money. You know, I thought that was a miracle. Now, stylistically, it doesn't really fit in with George Lucas's movie. I mean, you couldn't just pop it in there because it seems very modern in comparison. But I thought it was a virtuoso technical performance, and I salute them. I thought it was great.
Ethan, you're an artist. What'd you think?
I thought it was fantastic. And I want to say happy birthday to another man who created an evil empire. It's also his birthday. It's Mark Zuckerberg's birthday. So happy birthday to the man who created the platform that is slowly becoming a weirdo SJW hug box. Mark Zuckerberg, you weirdo alien clone.
Lizard
happy
man.
Birthday. Lizard man.
Can
What
I
a
tell you,
whack job.
Can I tell you how broken Facebook is right now?
Oh.
So over on our Facebook page, people will post GIFs as jokes. And yesterday, a GIF got flagged for sexual content. Can you guess what the GIF was?
I remember you posting this, and I can't remember what it was. It was so stupid.
Jeremy without his hat on.
Doomcock, would you like to take a guess?
I don't know. Alex Kurtzman doing something with a sheep that got him, into STD's writer's room. I don't know.
It was a gif of Cesar Romero's Joker laughing. That's considered sexual content on Facebook. So something's going on with that platform. Yeah.
That's weirder than food porn.
Yeah. It's odd, but at first I was down on SC-38, and the spirit of it is what I like the most. Like you said, it doesn't match the movie, but technically it's really good. So hats off to those guys. But I would never want to watch a Star Wars film with it edited in because it just wouldn't fit, especially with the changing of the sound effects and the like.
Well, and the dialogue. I didn't like the change in the dialogue.
Thank you.
Well, I kind of, when I reacted to it, I was on that kind of, high of going, man, I'd love to see this added in. This is my canon. But, thinking about it, I still have the same, thought about like Rogue One. Like in isolation, that Vader scene in Rogue One is awesome, but it kind of doesn't really make sense that in, 30 minutes, he's going to be fighting super, super, super slow again, like in the continuity of A New Hope and everything. So it's like, it doesn't make sense to add that scene in. It's cool in isolation. I don't want to add it in, but I did love it. And it was really cool to see. I did like having the new dialogue in terms of like some of the prequel callbacks and stuff, but again, in isolation. So that's where I'm at with it.
Now, Doomcock, people in the chat are wishing you a happy birthday. Is your birthday today?
My birthday is tomorrow.
Well, then happy birthday in advance.
Well, thank you. Thanks to everyone in the chat who's wishing me happy birthday. That's very kind of you. Very, very grateful.
Now, folks, if you love Doomcock, and we know you do him a favor. How many subscribers are you away from 30,000, Doomcock?
I am less than 550 away from hitting that 30,000 subscriber mark.
And let's see, what do we have watching right now? Does anyone know?
Right now we have 900 people watching.
Okay, folks. In the description to this video is Doomcock's, the URL to his channel. If you'd love Doomcock, do us a favor. Go over there, subscribe to his channel, and hit the thumbs up button, too. It's a simple request from the man known as the King from Ohio. And if we get 1,000 tonight, there will be Good Morning Pop Culture in the morning. And later on tonight, I got a big announcement to make. So, guys, speaking of big announcements, it was announced today, I believe, that it's official. The next series of Star Wars films are from Benioff and Weiss, the guys behind Game of Thrones, the biggest show on TV that everyone's really excited about, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, so we'll start with Doomcock. You're our guest, and it's your birthday tomorrow. What were your initial thoughts when you heard this news from Bob Iger?
My initial thoughts were, thank God, something other than Ruin Johnson. I thought, okay, so these guys have done a pretty good job with Game of Thrones. Now, this was way back in season 7. Little did I realize that they were Attack of the Clones. They are clones of Ruin Johnson. They just took a longer time to ruin Game of Thrones. And Jesus Christ, I could not be more unhappy now. Or actually happy, because I have nothing but anger and revulsion towards Lucasfilm now. And I kind of want to see them fail. So go for it, you assholes. Really, I mean, they're awful, dude. They're awful. This is, I mean, I don't want to start a rant on that, but dude, I've never seen a show self-destruct as quickly as Game of Thrones this season, and it reveals their true colors, and those true colors are going to be shit brown all over the next trilogy. Mark my words.
100% right. Similar to Doomcock, when I heard the announcement initially, back, was it season 7? Is that what you said that we heard it when?
Yeah, somewhere around.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm down with this, because I mean, again, I know a lot of people were down on season 7. I wasn't. I was fine with season 7. I understand that there were problems, but when it was initially announced, I was fine with it because I was fine with the show. But after episode 3 of this season, I mean, again, this isn't just like one bad decision. They have fundamentally ruined everything that they have developed, and it's not even that they've developed. They had the luxury of following George R.R. Martin's stories, and once his story ran out, we started to see what they had to bring to the table, and this is a collapse of epic proportions. And so based on I made a video on it today. Today I titled it, I said, apparently Bob Iger doesn't watch Game of Thrones. I don't know why he announced it today Why did you announce this today? I have no idea. He announced it like 2 days after the disaster known as episode 5 and 7 days before the series finale that the internet despises.
He did it to subvert the expectations of the Disney publicity department.
You guys, just one thing at a time, one problem at a time. Let's just take a minute. By the way, so Mundane Matt decided to get in on this. I did a video as well, and I said, "Hey, look, looks like looks like Bob Iger is basically saying that Rian Johnson is not going to be involved in these next 3 movies that are announced. It's going to be the Game of Thrones guys." And I sussed out that the Game of Thrones was a great big SJW weirdo, third wave feminist, parable 2 seasons ago, and I quit. So I'm not watching this. I understand it's going to be bad, but I'm rejoicing at the fact that Rian Johnson is not going to be making any of these Star Wars movies that are going to come out during Mike Pence's term as president. So I'm excited about that. Now, William Wallace here, this fellow, he said Bob Iger, and he spelled Iger like the Iger sanction instead of Iger. Isn't going to let Rian Johnson anywhere near the next Star Wars trilogy. So according to Ethan Mascavor, Mundane Matt Jarbo, he's rebranded. He's no longer Mundane. He's trying to go as Matt Jarbo again. He says, as usual, Ethan just makes shit up. We have zero idea if that's true or not. So take everything he says with a grain of salt. Mundane Matt, you idiot. All I'm doing is following what's going on in the news. Bob Iger said the next 3 movies are going to be done by the Game of Thrones guys. We don't know. We don't know exactly where Rian Johnson's going to go. We don't know if he's going to be working on Disney Plus or anything like that. I suspect, Mundane Matt, that they're letting him off easy. I think that right now, the way Disney Lucasfilm is handling the Rian Johnson situation is they're trying to slowly let the air out of that balloon by saying, "Oh yeah, Rian Johnson's being consulted. He's with the Game of Thrones guys, and we're all discussing the future of Star Wars. Which doesn't really have a future with Star Wars, but we're discussing it with him. We're gonna listen to his ideas. That's right. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's for a reason, to listen to his stupid ideas." And so that's what's kind of going on right now. Mundane Matt, you're an idiot. Just follow the Star Wars news, Matt. All I do is talk about what is revealed from Lucasfilm to the garbage tier news site outlets, and I share it with the people. Mundane Matt, that's all I do. One thing I don't do is I don't report my fellow YouTubers' channels. I don't false flag them. I don't content or copyright strike them like you do. I don't get them removed from YouTube. I think that's wrong and evil. Instead, I just bring truth to the people. Thank you.
No, thank you. So, I mean, I guess I'm the odd man out in terms of the Game of Thrones knowledge, because I've seen the first couple episodes up until Sean Bean got his head cut off, I think. I did see that. And then I didn't watch it ever again until Star Wars Celebration, and then that was it. I don't dislike it, but when I did hear the initial news about the Game of Thrones guys, I was like, cool, everyone seems to like the show. Maybe I'm just late to the party. Eventually I'll catch up. Cool. You can go back and listen to my videos that came out right after The Last Jedi. I said, at least we have something to look forward to. Rian Johnson's a fool. And I got a video coming out tomorrow that reiterates some of those points. But now, after hearing all this stuff, and I keep seeing the comparisons to The Last Jedi, I'm worried because Star Wars can't do another Last Jedi. I don't know if Episode 9 is going to be enough. So if it goes Last Jedi, which, everybody seems to dislike, Solo is a failure, Episode 9 doesn't perform as well, and then you get the next one, and it's Game of Thrones Season 8 level, just close it up. And here's the thing, Disney's got themselves locked into, almost a decade of Avatar and Star Wars every other year. What if it flops at the beginning and there's just all these open holiday slots? What are they going to do?
I mean, this is why I was talking about the fact that Iger's timing was awful. But again, I don't know when his timing could have been. I mean, the decision is bad, and it's retroactively bad. Again, I don't think myself or Doomcock or anybody else really looked at that decision back in season 7 and said, "Oh, this is going to be a disaster." If anything, we were like, in the disaster known as Lucasfilm, that might be a decent idea depending on what they're going to work on. But again, I accused Game of Thrones after episode 3 of kind of going identity politics. I absolutely was wrong about that. Like, based on what we know is going to happen in the series finale, this is not identity politics. This is a couple of fucking morons not knowing what the fuck to do. Like, this is not identity politics. This is stupid ass motherfuckers not knowing what to do. They have written themselves in a corner and they don't have George to guide them. And now they're just a monkey fucking a football. It is awful. It is terrible. So I do not see good coming from this with them working on a potential Old Republic series. This is going to be awesome. Awful.
Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking a football. Talk about leather and lace. Jesus.
The monkey is lace. Listen. I really have to just disagree. I don't want you guys to fall for this trap. I want you to thoroughly rejoice at Rian Johnson not doing one of these 3 movies that's been announced. Don't let them distract you. Just because they replaced him with 2 other incompetents doesn't mean you should take the eye off that ball. I mean, you should Ethan, absolutely troll him on Twitter.
What if Rian Johnson's directing the Benioff and Weiss written films?
Which is possible. Yeah. Because they're not directing it. They are only producing and writing. They're not directing it.
It'll be
that was announced. That was announced. Yeah, that was announced in the article on the story I covered, which again, on the initial news, I thought they were just directing, but no, they're just writing and producing.
No.
I personally hope he is. I hope he is,
no,
because I just want to see this. I just want to see this thing crash and fucking burn.
It's perfect. It's just too perfect. It's a perfect plot.
No,
perfect.
Ethan's twitching right now. No,
come on.
Anything's possible, man. Anything's possible, and I think that's highly likely.
My head just hit the microphone. What a goat rodeo. No, please, God.
I'm at that. Look, I told you guys I'm at that point. I want to see. I am calling for it right now. Rian Johnson needs to direct Benioff and Weiss's script, and we need to have Creed singing the intro. Just burn this mofo to the ground. Just burn it to the ground. I want Scott
Nickelback.
I want Scott Stapp with a shirt blowing with the little wind machine on him. I don't think he has hair anymore, but that's fine. But I want him singing with arms wide open. I really want this to happen. This is.
I don't know. Back the Tramps. Have them sing "Shit Show Inferno." Burn, baby, burn.
I'm having too much fun with this.
I just want to be sitting. I want to be sitting in the theater, and all of a sudden you're waiting for the crawl, and all of a sudden it's like, "Where's all the water?" Or you're like, "Oh my God, they really did it! Like they really did it! They really did it!" And I'm gonna laugh, and it's gonna be the greatest thing ever because I'm like, Star Wars is not officially dead. We're in the afterlife of Star Wars since it's been dead for a while.
If Johnson directs those movies, I'm gonna come down to Florida and watch them with you in the theater. I can watch them.
Now wait together. Hold on a second. Now hold on a second, Matt.
Now wait a minute, Matt.
Now wait a minute, Matt. No, you're wrong because they said Rian was writing his movie. He was writing his trilogy. Rian said, "I'm sitting down and I'm writing my trilogy."
Well, he can still get a writing credit if he helps them on this.
Oh, shut the Jeremy, just shut up.
Plus, I hate to tell you, but I mean, he may be writing his trilogy in addition to directing theirs. Have you thought about that?
No, because I try not to think negative thoughts all the time.
All right, I want to put a positive spin on this. Because if Rian Johnson is directing this film, think about how bad that makes John Soyboy Campia look. Think about that.
That doesn't help. I don't care.
He already it helps so much. It helps so much.
No, it doesn't. He looks like an idiot anyway. I don't want I've never done this before. I gotta go. I'll be back in a minute.
Have you seen John Campia's newest social media rant?
Oh yes. The guy that spent the last 20 years complaining about the prequels is upset because people are on the internet complaining about something. That's beautiful. Beautiful. EVS is done, guys. Sorry. Can we get F? Yeah, can we get F's in the chat for EVS? F's in the chat.
If you clap and say, "I believe in EVS," maybe he will reappear.
If we say, there he is.
There he is. I was about to play Nickelback to get you back in here, but I don't want to get copyright hit. So
yeah, I'm back. I went outside and I screamed as loud as I could. I was like one of those, like I was like a Democrat upset about Trump screaming at the sky, and I didn't want to do it.
Loud or whatever from The Simpsons.
Yeah, I was yelling at her.
Gave a SJW scream. That's interesting, EVS. Have we gotten you that point?
Yes, yeah, you have. I'm that little weird gender neutral thing in green on the ground. No, that's me right now.
We literally use that for every thumbnail on Geeks and Gamers at this point.
Well, I'm no better right now. I'm no better than that thing. I am yelling no in the sky like that. Please, this can't be real. I mean, this is just bullshit.
That's what I said in 2017 when I saw The Last Jedi. Look where we are now.
Whew. It is. I mean, seriously, look where we're at with Star Wars, guys. Like, we're not speculating about like how amazing it could be to have the Old Republic era explored on the big screen. We're not excited. We're not theorizing. We're not talking about the excitement. We're talking about putting fucking Creed in the movie to make it even worse, just because that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. It's so bad right now.
Well, it's dead to me. I mean, I've said it 50 million times to boycott this damn thing and send them a message, a solo-like message to make it underperform, that they can't get away with calling us racist and sexist and insulting us and expecting us like an abused fucking spouse to open our wallets to them and say, thank you, sir, may I have another? I mean, how much do they have to treat us like shit before we say, you know what, we'll take our business elsewhere? Really? I mean, we're just going to keep looking at this shit because it's got Star Wars label slapped on it? There hasn't been a Star Wars movie made since George Lucas quit making them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said, and now it's like, and I love how you brought up the sexist thing, racist, sexist, intimidated by women. Yeah, I made the video the other day. I'm like, we're pissed about Daenerys and how she was treated. Does that mean we're intimidated by women now? You know, like, I mean,
right?
It's so stupid. Like, their arguments are so dumb.
They don't even have arguments, dude.
They don't. They really don't. They really don't.
Dude, you don't understand. At Marvel Comics right now, Captain Britain is now a Muslim woman. You understand how weird things are getting?
Really?
Yes, I kid you not. It is insanity. It is absolute. Spider-Man is wearing a burqa, and that is not a joke. There's a spider burqa. Yes, it has webbings on it.
Well, at least it's that.
I'm like,
oh boy, you don't want them to meet Spider Ham. That would be bad. That would be really bad. Oh dear.
Oh, that Doomcock.
Yeah.
But
that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Jeff, to go back to your original question though about Game of Thrones. Yeah, I mean, this is not going away over like after we have the finale. If the leaks are true, which I'm 99.9% that the leaks are going to be true, and once this happens, once the Iron Throne is revealed, this is going to be a massive backlash that like, because there's still people that are hanging on. And Doomcock has seen it. I've seen it since episode 3. A lot of people were pissed that we were criticizing it. And then episode 4, like, people's like, oh shit, yeah, this is terrible. And now 5, it's just like most people are on our side now. Yeah. Once 6 happens, it is going to be, oh my God. I mean, if at no point in this series could you have convinced me what is going to happen next week is actually going to happen. And when I saw it, just like Mahler and I were talking about, when I read it, I thought it was a parody. I really did. And it's not. It's not.
No,
and
I think it's right, dude. The other predictions have been spot on.
Yeah. And so once this happens, again, it would be one thing. It would be a big kind of Sopranos situation or Lost or whatever. But these guys are directing or producing the next Star Wars movies within the Old Republic. This is going to be massive.
So I got a question I want to ask you guys, but I got to pay respects to our listeners. So we had to read these super chats, and then we're going to move into the next question. But don't worry, folks. You're going to want to stick around for that one. So Zaire says, who is the best Star Wars The Force Awakens character, and why is it Constable Zuvio? I still see those toys on the shelves. I'm not joking.
I do too. I do too. As far as TFA itself, without acknowledging the existence of The Last Jedi, I'm Kylo Ren's still my favorite character from that film alone. So,
well, I guess Han Solo is in that movie. And you know what? I'm going to say Luke Skywalker because he doesn't talk in that one. He didn't do anything stupid.
He left you hopeful at the end of that one, didn't he? I mean, you know. You weren't sure. You still had hope.
Hey, I love how people say that Luke can't, like, you expect Luke to be the same character 30 years later? That's stupid. Yet Han is the same exact character 30 years later, and they're okay with that.
I think my favorite character is the Max von Sydow character because he had the good sense to get killed in the first 3 fucking minutes and get the hell out of it. He's the smartest character in the entire sequel trilogy. He's my man.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. I have nothing. I don't like any of them. I hate all of the new characters. From no, there isn't one. There isn't one that I like. Let me double check that. No, there's. Let me look again. No, fuck that too. I hate them all. And the only thing that was good about The Force Awakens was Harrison Ford. I didn't even like Carrie Fisher's performance. Sorry, I didn't. I thought it was weird. Too much hugging. Too much.
Wait till the next one, dude. They're gonna resurrect her from CGI, and all she's gonna do is hug her. It's in the trailer.
Everyone's saying Rose Tico. No, he's Rose Tico. Obviously, yeah, for the next from The Last Jedi, sure. Ironically, my favorite character, but for The Force Awakens, no.
How do you guys feel about the Star Wars trailer underperforming compared to the Spider-Man trailer? I think Spider-Man got like the same amount of views in one day that Star Wars still sitting out on the official Star Wars page.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know about that, but that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like 28 million for Star Wars, and Spider-Man's in the hundreds now, I believe.
Wow, I did not. Is there an excuse that?
Well, it was being streamed live at Star Wars Celebration. That's why.
That's going to be their excuse, probably.
Oh, great,
because that makes up for the difference in what 80-something million. Yeah, 80 million people were there watching it live stream. Yeah, okay.
The fandom menace is winning. I mean, when I was in the theater and that goddamn trailer came up, you could hear a pin drop. And no applause, no nothing, just kind of some grumbling. One idiot like went woohoo or something. But I hear all around the country, people booed it. People actually booed the Star Wars trailer showing in the theaters. So if that doesn't give Iger a cold sweat running down his back, it should. It should.
Yeah, we didn't even see that at our Avengers screening.
Yeah, I've seen it both times I went to see in game. I didn't hear booing, but. I mean, like you go back to the TFA trailers and even TLJ trailers. I mean, there was excitement there. People, you could feel it when you were sitting, getting ready for a movie and that trailer played. You could feel that there was anticipation for it. You can feel that nobody cares about this new movie. Nobody cares. It's not even like I don't feel anger when I'm at these screenings and they see it. I just feel like people are like, who fucking cares? Like that, exactly. It really is, and that's worse than anger at this, like that, because that's where we're at this point. We're not even mad. We're just like, put Scott Stapp in it. That's the point we're at. We're not even mad. We're laughing.
Apathy is dangerous.
Yeah.
Echo Base Network sent in the next 2 super chats, giving away our second item this Sunday: a sealed 1983 Return of the Jedi Kenner Emperor figure, sealed in the package this Sunday night. Check out if interested.
Nice.
Shit, I might try to get in on that.
I appreciate them doing their first giveaway. It was a Star Wars hat like mine, and we shared it and did a video on the channel about it. Thanks to the YouTube algorithm, we got a whopping like 2,000 views on that video. So thank you for that, YouTube.
Like Jeremy doesn't post anything but Game of Thrones now.
It's like last week it was Brie Larson, and the week before that it was Star Wars. Make up your mind what you hate.
Yeah, so. I've been covering the James Bond stuff, and people are just not showing up. So I figure, we'll talk about it somewhere else. Echo Base Network also says, Jeff, do you have any plans to open up Stealing Solo again before it goes to print? Would like to get some extra copies to give away on the channel to promote. Jeremy knows what's happening next, so just stay tuned. Jeremy, sound pretty cool what I got planned?
Absolutely. I'm just learned about it, and I'm excited as hell. It's going to be awesome.
Ethan, I'll tell you guys about it off air.
I hope so.
All right.
Ryan Giger says, give Doomcock a 30K sub birthday, about 500 to go.
Thank you, sir. Hail Ryan Giger.
Yeah, folks, help Doomcock out. We got 1.4 thousand people watching, so if we could all go give Doomcock a subscribe, that'd be great.
Thank you, guys.
Echo Base Network also says, Young Rippa 59 killed it last week on the High Council. I like that guy. Would love to see him, Nerdrotic, and EVS do a live together on comics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the comic industry is doomed. Let me just reiterate. The April numbers came out, guys. The numbers for like the comics in April. Batman, which is DC's like a go-to comic. It's usually at like between 100 and 150,000 copies sold. Batman, the highest selling Batman comic right now is 88,000 copies.
Wow.
And that's with the variant cover. It is dreadful. It is goddamn dreadful. Eventually, people are going to have to come over with us. They're going to have to do what we're doing. You know.
Yeah, I want to get involved with that one because I love talking about comics, and every time Nerdrotic comes on, he's always like, we get into the minutia of it, and other people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, well, Gary knows, and that's what's important. Mr. Chuck Nasty says Doomcock will sit on the Iron Throne.
Yes, yes, I have actually. I put that out in my last video. It showed me sitting on the Iron Throne. I had long hair. It was amazing.
Is that the sword throne that they always parody?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The Iron Throne is the melted down swords of 50 million disappointments, basically. Irony Throne.
Steve says Doomcock Robot Invasion comic book. Do it.
Yes, someday. I have to wait until I am a towering giant like Ethan, and that will take some time, but someday.
Yeah, a lot of pies. That's all it is. A lot of sitting around and a lot of eating blueberry pies. You can do it though. I believe in you.
I'm gonna go buy some, man.
Yes, yes. We haven't done this in a little while, and I think people have missed it. Jeremy, are you feeling spiritual tonight at all?
Yes, brother Ethan, I am.
I'm glad to hear it. It's time for some Jeremy Osteen quotes, where we take Joel Osteen quotes and we replace God with Jeremy. Whatever Jeremy put in your heart, go after it. This is for the chat. Quit looking at how impossible it is, how long it's been, what you don't have. Shake off the disappointments. What didn't work out? Who left you? Jeremy put greatness in you.
That's what she said.
All right. Jeremy likes to do things far and beyond what we could ever accomplish on our own. If you can reach your dreams in your own talent, your own strength, your own effort, then you don't need Jeremy. Now, that's true, but that's kind of sad. I don't think too many people don't need you, Jeremy. That's the thing. The process may be uncomfortable, but the purpose is worth it. If you could see where Jeremy is going to take you with Geeks and Gamers, the favor, the influence, the abundance, the health, the friends, then you wouldn't complain about what you're going through. Wamen. Wamen.
Wamen. Wamen. Oh, goodness. I didn't know we were bringing that back, but I'm happy we did. So.
I am too.
And may I add, for all the Chinatown fans out there, Jeremy damn Florsheim shoes. That'll just be a little allusion out there for Chinatown fans.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Lombardo says, "Hail and happy birthday, Doomcock."
Hail, thank you, sir.
Lori Roberts also says, "Happy birthday, Doomcock." Many more.
Thank you, Lori, very much.
Micah D2 says, "Please just say hi to Errol D2." Hello, Errol D2. 6 turning 4 burning says, "Pretty cool. Lucas and I have the same birthday." Well, happy birthday to you too, 6 turning 4 burning. It's a popular day for birthdays because there's more birthdays in the chat.
Yeah.
Proper Jeremy says 46 days until I can undergo my reverse transition. What's the context of that?
I think it was April Fool's Day. Proper Jeremy changed his YouTube account to Proper Jenny and his Twitter account to Proper Jenny, and said that he was transitioning to a she. And little did she know that you can't change your YouTube name back for, I don't know, I think he's changed it a couple of times, and so now he's locked in for like 65 days, I think, as Proper Jenny on YouTube.
Right.
So it's fantastic.
Poor guy. Black Angus Review says, "Hail all. Tomorrow is my birthday stream, and Jeff will be joining. Come join us for my 27th as we talk about Spider-Man, Star Wars, etc., and get to know me and a few friends." Yes, folks, that is true. I'll be joining Black Angus Reviews over on his channel. He's close to 1,000, so he'll be able to get his channel monetized. I think he's 10 away. So do another Fandom Menacer a solid and subscribe over there. Doomcock to 30 and Black Angus to 1,000 tonight. It's going to be a celebratory evening, folks.
Excellent.
Fantasy Fiend says, I don't know if I would say she has a horse face, but Kathleen Kennedy could eat an apple through a chain link fence. Salvador says, hail High Council, hail Hefe, hail Jeremy, hail Caesar, and hail Doomcock. In your imminent global takeover, I respectfully request to be instated as the Baron of Alcatraz. Also, it's Angus's birthday.
Oh, right on.
Sweet. Baron of Alcatraz. That's nice.
Conan the Destroyer says, hail Doomcock, can't wait until the next Exozone. Perhaps you could explore the disappearance of good writing from Game of Thrones.
I think we have been, dude. We've been doing just that, dude. Yeah, but I'll probably be doing a live stream on Thursday, and we could talk some about it then as well.
By the way, Doomcock, I talked to Gary. I might be joining you for the next Exozone. So,
oh, outstanding. We've been waiting for you to find the time, sir. That will be outstanding.
Believe me, I listen to all kinds of similarly themed podcasts, like was it Conspiracy Unlimited with Richard Serrett and all kinds of shows. So I'm ready to take part in those types of conversations. I'm excited.
Get some weirdness going. Yeah.
I'm going to be on with Gary tomorrow on Nerdrotic on his live stream. So I think 3 p.m. Central, I think. Or maybe it's 3 p.m. his time, so that would be 1 p.m. Central, I think. I can't remember my times. I can't remember.
Would you like to tell the listeners what other stream you're going to appear on Thursday now, since we can make the big announcement?
Oh, you want to make the big announcement? I'll let you make the big announcement, and then we can confirm I'm there.
All right, cool. So, folks, I'm trying to get us to a 1,000 thumbs up. We're getting close. We're more than halfway there. So, even if you don't want a Good Morning Pop Culture, help your fellow fandom menacer out. But the big announcement is, last week we had heard the terrible news that Bounding Into Comics had been deplatformed off Facebook, and there was all kinds of drama surrounding that. So I reached out, and it's official, it's confirmed. This Thursday night, in place of the World Class Bullshitters podcast, Bounding Into Comics will be joining me for a live stream, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of comic book related industry stuff. And Jeremy is going to join me. So if you guys want to hear probably one of the most important live streams of a Thursday ever, make sure you join us for that. I'll be here on this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Jeremy and Ethan, Doomcock, if you're available, Gary, if you're out there listening, you guys are more than welcome to join us, because Bounding Into Comics is a website we use all the time. It's a very reliable news source, and they keep trying to take away reliable news sources. So we want to let Bounding Into Comics speak to the fandom menace directly.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I use that site constantly. They do a lot of great work. So I'm really looking forward to this. And what happened to them on Facebook? What, they have like 250,000 likes on their Facebook page, and it just got nuked for no reason, no explanation, and now it's back up, thankfully. And that says a lot about the fans rallying around and speaking up for what happened. I can't imagine having a Facebook page of that size just snapped. Thanos snapped all of a sudden. So, shout out to everybody who supported them, retweeted, did videos, whatever. So it's going to be a really cool live stream. I'm happy to be part of it.
Well, I have good news. Nerdrotic will be there. I just got confirmation from Gary. So, folks, it'll be myself, it'll be Jeremy, it'll be Nerdrotic, and it'll be Bounding Into Comics, and we're going to discuss the entire situation about the deplatforming on Facebook, as well as a myriad of other topics in terms of, geek culture and the crap that we're going through right now. So, remember, World Class Bullshitters, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, let's see, where were we at with a couple of listeners? I'm excited for that. I reached out, and Bounding Into Comics is really great, and they're going to make it happen. So, thank you in advance.
Yep.
El Berzadente says, hail Doomcock. Happy birthday, my lord. Also, hail Harvey, hail Jeff, hail Uncle E, hail Jeremy, hail hydration.
Thank you, El Berzadente. That's great.
Our friend Geek Talk Society says, just wanted to say, love everything all of you do. Some of you probably recognize me from Insta, but a loyal member of this group. All hail the menace.
Hail the menace.
Are you the person that's been following me on Instagram? Let me check, because I'm going to give you a shout out. Thanks for the all the likes and stuff. Is that you? It might be. Yes, that's you. So thank you very much, Geek Talk Society, for all the follows on Instagram. So I got a question. We're going to take a moment. Fill me in. As a layperson in this Game of Thrones situation, why is it so bad right now?
I mean, I'll approach it from standpoint of I'm not someone that read books. I jumped onto the show after I heard how great it was because literally everybody was telling me like you have to watch the show. It's the greatest thing ever. And I think I started watching like season 5, and so I binged, all through it, and it was incredible. I mean, season 1 is a little slow if you don't know the source material. It's a little slow at times, but when you go back and watch it a second time, it's actually phenomenal. But just to the person that goes into it not knowing what it's about, but seasons 1 through 4 are just damn near perfect. And at that point, it was kind of widely considered that Game of Thrones was the best show on television and maybe the best show ever made, yada, yada, yada. And then season 5, it fell apart for a lot of people. Season 6 fell even worse, and 7, a lot of people complained. I still enjoyed much of it. But now, from what I understand, George R.R. Martin hasn't finished the stories, and they're kind of walking blindly along now.
Now, Doomcock, you're very passionate about it too. Why is it dog shit?
Well, it's dog shit because they have basically taken all the characters and completely had them stop functioning as the characters. They've like completely ignored all the character development up to this point. They have rushed things. George R.R. Martin, I think, told them at one point they really needed about 10 seasons to do it justice, and they're trying to cram it into 8 truncated seasons. I mean, we've only got 6 episodes this year, and that's just not enough. And so as a result of that, you have crap like Daenerys going insane in the course of an episode. It's
no build-up whatsoever.
Massacring people in the streets, innocent people. That was entirely against her character, all because I think Jon Snow wouldn't kiss her good or some shit. So basically that was it.
Now, was that from this last episode? Because I mean, I keep hearing specifically this past episode is completely trash.
Yes.
It was an absolute disgrace. It was abomination of colossal proportions.
Now, one man who does not feel that it's a colossal disgrace is here in the on the show tonight. So Cecil, say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Now, Cecil reached out to us. Cecil, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Ethan chop up a Star Wars. Oh, man.
It's mesmerizing. I keep watching it.
Oh, no, not that. Oh,
I can't stop watching him.
Strong arms. Some geek over on rebelscum.com has just
No.
Oh, the SJWs are gonna lose it.
I know.
Gonna lose it on this one.
Save the Black C3PO.
I just while you guys were chatting, I just posted a video on YouTube called "I'm not trying to drive away traffic." Obviously, watch it after the High Council. It's called Game of Thrones is not feminist SJW, and Benioff and Weiss will save Star Wars.
Okay.
If I may just present my thesis, that it's the antithesis of SJW feminism. There's none of it. In fact, it's the most anti-feminist show I've ever seen. If you look at each, if you'll allow me for a moment, may I make just a short argument?
The floor is yours, Cecil.
Okay, so let's go through the main women of Game of Thrones. Now, obviously, Dany has been, the fan favorite. Everybody's watched her journey from being sold into slavery to the Khaleesi, to taking over his armies, to getting a dragon, to freeing slaves, to gathering a huge army to take over. So we've all watched her go, and then what do? Do they give the fans what they want, which is her on the throne? I mean, they were saying 2,600 women named their daughters Khaleesi or Daenerys, and now their daughters named after Dragon Hitler, who was burned. So they took this woman instead of her. She was legitimately like a feminist icon. They have that picture of her being carried by the slaves. I mean, now she's just Dragon Hitler. So they are not Mary Suing or prettying up. They're bringing every one of the women characters down low. Sansa, who I thought would end up on the throne at some point. She's the Warden of the North. Jon tells her the secret that Eddard Stark held for his whole life, died with. She blabbed like a teenage girl in 5 minutes. That showed her, like, every one of these women is so flawed, from Dany to being a psychopath Sansa being a blabbermouth like a teenager. I mean, she couldn't hold that secret for 5, and she swore on it. She swore an oath under the tree, and she blabbed it in less than 5 minutes. Arya, everybody was saying, oh, they turned her into Superman. She was too powerful. Well, this episode, she was literally trampled to death, almost trampled to death, brought low, showed that she's human, had to be saved by 2 peasants, a woman and her daughter, and then she was helpless to even save them from the dragon fire. Completely showed that she was human, completely showed that she's not overpowered. She has feet of clay like the rest of us. She just did the one thing she was good at the exact time she needed to, which was to kill the Night King. She's not overpowered. She went all the way. She didn't even get her hero's moment with Cersei. She didn't get to kill Cersei. She turned back. The Hound gave her words of wisdom and said, "You're going to just die here." And I'm just saying, what I'm saying is there is no Rose Tico or Rey character. Every one of their female characters has been trashed. And then Cersei, who they started off with her like staring defiantly at the dragon, burning everything. But by the end of that episode, she's down in the dungeon blubbering for Jaime. Please hold me, save me, save me. In an SJW world, that they would write her as him hugging her for comfort and her saying everything will be all right, Jaime. But no, this strong woman, this Ice Queen, was down there crying. Oh no, please don't let me die. Not like this. Save my baby. Grut low. Then the other one, the goon, what's her name? Brienne. That was written for an SJW dream, the body positivity. This 8-foot tall woman gets the most handsome man in the 7 kingdoms. She beds him. What does he do? Do they live happily ever after? Does she get her man? Is it Yas Queen? No, he ditches her in 10 seconds, goes back for his sister's bomb pussy. Cause he's like, sorry, but I like my sis better. Ditches her, leaves her blubbering. I mean, she would really had a blubbering scene. Oh, please don't go. So look at all these. These are all the strong women of Games of Thrones in one episode, demolished. This is what we need in Star Wars, to have people real flawed, blubbering, showing total just flaws and character traits that are less than. There's nothing like that in Star Wars. Every woman is perfect. Every Holdo was perfect. Everybody was perfect. And look what these 2 guys have done to the entire female cast of Game of Thrones. Decimated.
We have tons of blubbering women in Star Wars. Look at Swankmotron.
Cecil, no. First of all, I think you're arguing a point that at least nobody here is arguing. I've not said it's SJW.
You guys have said that those guys are going to wreck Star Wars. I
didn't say for SJW reasons. I said because they've completely abandoned every character. You just admitted that. They completely abandoned every character. Like one episode, Arya can kill the fucking Night King. The next, she can't even run from a boulder. From some woman has to help her, and they've abandoned every single character.
She's not She's not Supergirl.
Oh, she was. She was on episode 3.
She did one thing.
That's the point. There's no consistency in the writing of these characters. You just admitted that.
Yeah.
Not not only that.
And the Dark Knight Returns, a Green Arrow shoots a kryptonite arrow at Superman. Took out Superman with that arrow, so Batman could kick his ass. Does that mean now? Well, he took out Superman. That means he could beat Doomsday in a 1-on-1 because his power level just went up. No, he did one great thing that he's great at the right moment.
But Arya has been great. Arya has been great throughout the series. Like, she's been a pretty badass character all through the series, and then suddenly she can't get out of the way of boulders, and a mom has to help her. What?
Yeah. She just takes one look at Clegane's like burnt up head and sees Jesus and becomes so a horse whisperer. Like, what the
again?
fuck?
Why are you minimizing Arya's to one moment? Arya's been great the whole series. She has been an amazing character. She has developed.
She's not superhuman. She still has feet of clay. She's still human. She's still a little girl, and in a crowd of people running.
What I want you to tell me, what character hasn't been abandoned in this series? Forget the women. Like, in general, what character hasn't been abandoned? John has, Jamie has. Jamie would have had one of the all-time great character arcs in television history.
Varys was never abandoned. Varys was always
the
good.
The actor himself has just talked about it. He publicly said that he feels he took it personal. He said he as an individual, as a human being, took it personal how they threw his character off a cliff is what he said.
Right.
That's
but
what he said.
That was because of what Danny did. He was still in character. His whole thing since episode 1, his whole thing was to put the right person on the
No, he is a human. He is an individual. Said he felt personally responsible of why they took his character after season 6. He felt like he did something wrong, that he felt like a failure. But then he said, but then he looked at all of the other characters on the show and they were all being abandoned. So he felt like, at least I have company. At least it wasn't just me that did something wrong. But you say Varys was honored. Even the guy that played him didn't think so.
I don't think he was honored. I just think he didn't. His character didn't change. A lot of people listen. I understand everybody changed.
He understands, Jeremy. It's just that. Go ahead, Cecil.
I'm saying,
just listen for once, Jeremy. Just listen.
God damn it, Jeremy. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah, there has been radical personality changes. I guess Arya hasn't changed. But yes, Cersei was pretty much the same.
Yes,
what's his name? Jamie totally did a character turn at the end. Brienne kind of was. She just showed her soft side. That was. But you know who really stuck by the whole way? That guy Clybourne, the mad scientist dude that resurrected the monster.
The one-dimensional character. Yeah, well, he didn't change. Great.
He was. But think about it, like. He stuck by her to the end, man. Like he was like
fucking Cersei. Fucking Cersei became a window sexual on this one. She developed a fetish for windows, and she could not fucking take her eyes off of the window. When they were destroying King's Landing,
what couldn't she do? She just was
the fucking window.
What would you have her do?
I would have her act. I would have her have a fucking line. Jesus Christ,
she was watching
all this evil, this blah blah blah, rant, and she just stands there and sheds a single fucking tear like she's an Indian at the edge of the highway in the 70s. Crying about her.
Look at this tweet that I shared right here. Lock on me for a minute. Best ways to kill Cersei, Game of Thrones. Number 1, Jamie kills Cersei. Number 2, the Night King kills Cersei. Number 3, Arya kills Cersei. Number 4, Drogon kills Cersei. 15, Bronn wargs into Cersei and commits suicide. Number 146, she gets pneumonia and dies. 1672, she gets trampled by rocks.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the rocks. I thought that was
it's so bad.
It was, all right. I'm gonna concede that totally. That was awful. All of that shit. Jamie going there all the way across the kingdoms to get there to get fucking bricks falling.
There's a lot of spoilers flying around.
No, it's too late for spoilers. This is 3 days ago. Yeah, that was terrible. The two of them dying on the two central characters dying. Although somebody pointed out Blake Northcott on her Twitter said, it's symbolic for her kingdom coming down on top of her. I get that, but yeah, I wanted to see a fucking dragon bite her in half. I mean, this was the big meanie of the fucking whole series, and she just had bricks fall on her. Yeah, that was terrible.
Well, let me ask you this: when did Dragonfire explode buildings? But when John in episode 3 was hiding behind a rock, nothing happened.
I'll tell you why, because those buildings were filled with cool air that was superheated and exploding.
You're making my point. The writing is so bad. Oh
no! It's from the backdraft. All those buildings were hollow, and then when they got hit with the flame, the air inside of it superheated and expanded. And
the writers are full of fucking gas. Their farts ignited. Fucking
maybe the dragons also had rocks in their stomach. Alligators and crocodiles eat rocks so that they can crunch up bones in their stomach. So maybe the dragons do that, and when they're shooting fire, they shoot out the rocks too.
Ding!
That's the best point you've made all night.
That's true.
That's a really good point.
I'm just sitting here.
Are they
listening
exploding
to
rocks? Are they exploding rocks like pop rocks or something? Like
No,
Mentos?
that's an optical illusion. It's just because they're surrounded by fire. It looks like
I see. And what about Jamie Kebab? Jamie Kebab with two skewers sticking out of him, like makes his way all the way up the stairs and across and finds Cersei and holds her.
Yeah, no, I can't defend that. What was even the point of his fight with the pirate guy on the beach? It was so stupid. It was. Listen, I didn't say things are perfect. I just think everybody's gone a little bit overboard. But that episode was pretty bad. But
even Cecil's weakening
but
in
not,
his
but not,
defense.
but not like the end of the fucking world, man. You guys are screaming at top, like, come on, man. But I listen. I also can you also just, there is a part that this is a great thing that we've all loved for so long, and we're kind of fighting against the ending of it. No matter what's going to happen, we're going to hate it. But they're helping us. It's kind of bad, but
I understand. I totally do.
We're raging against the dying of the fucking show, and we don't want it to end. So we're nitpicking, but not really nitpicking, because that whole part with Jamie was horseshit.
Oh, when you're on show, like you could feel when
he showed up on the fucking beach, I groaned. Yeah. I was
even Jamie's acting, he acted like the audience, like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, this doesn't even make sense, bro. It's almost like it was
secret. Yeah, that's a secret entrance that only like Tyrion knew, because it's like so fucking secret. And then this guy who he banged Cersei twice, so she didn't even know the fucking way. She didn't even know about that thing. Tyrion had to explain it to Jamie, who didn't know. There's no way she fucking knew.
Jamie's interest couldn't have been like more gone. Like I don't care, bro. I'm trying to, like, I don't care. He's just.
I know you look totally puzzled. It almost looked like he was about to reach in his back pocket and pull out the script and look and say, "What? Where?
Why would he be?" Yeah, this is like the kid. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
So Cecil, you think if this is how Star Wars goes, it'll be good?
Oh, wait, hold on. Here's another thing why it's not SJW. Look who's going to be on the throne. It's only going to be a white guy. It's either going to be Jon Snow, I think, Tyrion, or who the hell is even left? What other white?
No comment. No comment. But Doomcock, do you think? Do you?
It's not going to be a woman. It's going to be a white. Could you think of anything less SJW than get a white male?
Again, my argument's not SJW though. I don't know if it's Doomcock's, but it's not mine. Mine is just complete moronic writing, and they have no idea what they're doing. That's my argument. Like, I'll make the identity politics argument, and I did once with Arya, and they proved me wrong, because they're like, "No, Jeremy, watch us fuck everything up in 4 and 5. Watch this." Okay, like,
I will, guys. If Grey Worm ends up on the throne, I stand correct. I have a feeling they're going to put a white man on the throne.
No comment, but I know what's happening.
Oh, right, you read.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You guys already know.
And this is why we know this is going to be such a disaster of unbelievable proportions.
So there's nothing that could save the show?
No.
Like, literally nothing.
No. Cecil could. If Cecil can narrate the next episode, it will be phenomenal. And if Cecil could actually just tell us what's happening moment by moment, I would find it entertaining, because when he makes these arguments, I actually go, damn, that sounded like it would have worked, but only when Cecil's telling it.
We pointed out there's a lot of flaws in the last episode, but the burning of the city scene was pretty fucking good. Like that was well done. Like her just going up and down every street, burning everyone. I liked it. I thought it looked good.
What I want, Cecil, is I want you not terribly drunk like you were on my stream a few weeks ago, maybe a little, but what I want you to do is come on with me and Mahler, and I want you to point by point. We can play it on Discord. You can tell us each scene and describe it and how it's good with me and Mahler during an EFAP, and we can argue against that.
I'll defend episode 3. Episode 4, I didn't like. I didn't hate the episode 4. This was probably the worst of the batch, just because they did such fast turns on characters. I think what's his name, Martin, told them that this is where the characters would be. It's just that they had like 20 minutes to do it. I didn't understand Jamie's arc at all. The whole it was 8 years of redemption, and then no, I love Cersei's pussy. I gotta go.
I gotta see this show at some point.
No, don't.
No, I would watch. Sure, why not?
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go read the super chat from Vicious MGTOW that says, all that's left is Warhammer 40K. Now, are any of you guys into Warhammer 40K?
I'm not. Mm-mm.
No, I've never done it.
Also, I did a no, I'm sorry. I'm not into Warhammer, so I was just ignoring it and just talking like an idiot. Sorry.
It's okay, you're Cecil, we get it.
No, I'm not into it either. I just never got into Warhammer.
Now, so it seems like everything's crumbling in terms of entertainment. Can you guys think of something that's really good that you're looking forward to outside of John Wick that comes out tomorrow or 2 days from now?
Oh yeah, that trailer looks great.
Entertainment or just movies or television?
We'll stick with movies, and then if there's something that you're really looking forward to. Sorry,
I feel like you're pushing me off Game of Thrones.
Movies into what?
Are you moving me away from Game of Thrones?
I mean, the chat wants to strangle you, but
I'm gonna make one more point, and then I will shut up.
Well, if we get to 1,000 thumbs up, then you can shut up. So we're so close, folks.
And in the last episode, the one the other night, it all of this happened. Danny went crazy for 2 reasons, and I'll tell you what it is. I did a video about it earlier. They killed her fucking hairdresser. They chopped her head off. That's the chick that does her braids. And if you see her braids, that they're really involved. Like, she went nuts. So they killed her hairdresser, and you could see in the next episode her hair was a wreck and she looked like garbage. And then she tries to make out with her nephew, who turns her down. And I think the combination of being, turned down and also and
there goes the arm.
And also losing your hairdresser on the same day. And I think she burned the city for that.
Ray's a diabetic.
Yeah.
All right, now yes, I'm looking forward to John Wick.
Not Han Solo, no. Well, that's all Naren right there. And he's God.
As far as like what am I looking forward to? Cobra Kai is just probably the best thing going right now. Season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was almost nearly as phenomenal. So season 3, I'm really looking forward to that.
People in the chat are saying Godzilla and It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2, I cannot wait for that. Have you seen the trailer?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I did a reaction to that. Really good, really creepy. Godzilla looks good, really good. And yeah, I mean, everybody talks about The Expanse and The Orville, but I haven't watched either of those. So The Expanse, and I know Doomcock praises the Expanse like crazy. Yeah, so does Anna. Anna's told me about it. I think Gary talked about it. So I'll probably need to get into that.
The Orville, The Expanse. I'm looking forward to the Joker movie in October.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, the Joker movie looks really good.
What is The Expanse on? Where can I watch?
It's on Amazon Prime now. It used to be on Sci-Fi.
So
how many seasons is it right now?
It's going to be the 4th season, and it's really intelligent, and it's not at all political agendas or SJW politics. It's just a great storytelling, great acting, and hell of a show.
Yeah, and somebody said Stranger Things season 3. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I loved season 1. Season 2 was good, not great, not as great as 1, but season 2 is still really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to season 3.
Now I have watched.
Rose Tico is up.
She's gonna go.
Uh-oh.
No. Where's her stun gun when she needs it?
Oh no!
Don't get the braid first, Ethan.
Oh,
get the ponytail. Uh-oh. Okay, she's safe. Oh no, not Pando. I could do a whole Good Morning Pop Culture of me cutting up. Well, I would never cut up my toys, but I'd melt them. That'd be fun. The one thing I wanted to make a point about. Oh shit! Never mind. Rose Tico's present. I got to be quiet.
Dun dun dun.
Do it. Oh. Isn't that shit from Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Boom! The arm went flying.
You have the entire wave?
I forgot I watched this whole series of Game of Thrones, and I forgot she was even in Solo. That's how bad that movie was.
Do you remember that she played Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis?
I do.
That movie looks terrible. The new Terminator?
The Genesis one, the only part I liked in that whole movie, which I thought was clever, and it was basically just one scene. It was where they were going into the future, but he couldn't go, and he's like, "I'll just meet you there," and he just lives his life for the next 20 years, and then just meets them. That I liked. That was kind of cool. Like he doesn't age, so I mean, he doesn't die or anything, so he could just be like, "Yeah, I'll meet you in the future the old-fashioned way. I'll just spend the next whatever 30 years," and that's why Arnold was old, because he was in the cyborg body.
See, now I haven't seen that movie since, God, what was it, 2015? That was the last time I saw it. I didn't really dig it. I thought it was kind of shitty.
No, it was shitty, but I just like that they had to explain why Arnold is so old, and he's like, yeah, because he aged at regular time. He didn't time travel.
I wish they would just look at the audience and say, hey, we're milking a franchise, please. Ignore this.
Wait a minute. What about
Ignore the old man in the room.
What about the one with Linda Hamilton? No one's looking forward to this one.
Shut your mouth.
The new one that's coming out, I'm saying.
I know. One. The LGBT 1000.
Yeah.
The James Charleston.
Look, I can't think of an old franchise that can get resurrected and treated with respect. It's I don't know if it's just the new writers. They're always trying to like self-insert, or they're trying to like project modern day stuff that just doesn't mesh with the story. Like only Cobra Kai kind of works.
Yeah,
even
Cobra
Superman
Kai was
Returns
brilliant. That was the way to do it. You know, a real, honest to God sequel done with love and knowledge of the franchise, something that's sorely lacking in today's world.
And it makes you, and do you notice how the mainstream doesn't pick up on Cobra Kai? You know why? Yeah. Because it destroys their narrative. You know, it has a diverse cast. We don't care because the characters are likable. They are not pushed into it to fit a quota. They're pushed into it to complement the story. They honored the source material. They honored the characters that we care about. They said, hey, look, you know, why would you watch this show in the first season? Why are you here to watch this show? Because of the pre-existing characters. So why don't we honor those characters, show you what those characters have been up to for the last 30 years, and then slowly incorporate the new characters? What an amazing idea. If only another franchise could have figured that out. If only.
If any of them could. I mean, Jesus, they just jettisoned that, and Cobra Kai gives lie to the idea that you can't go home. You know, you can't. If it's done with respect, it's better than ever.
Yep. It's so good.
Now,
Cobra Kai, I haven't seen season 2 yet, but I have it, and
I thought you saw season 2.
No.
Oh, I thought we talked about that. Or you asked me, this is what you did. You asked me how it was because you told me how much you love season 1. Okay, really watch it. It's so good.
I'm happy they're doing a third season. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good. No, Ethan, no.
Can you do all 3 at once?
Uh-oh, the anticipation.
The chat is going crazy. Do it. A lot of people were saying kick Cecil, mute Cecil. I didn't like that at all.
That's very mean. It's very mean.
Come on, this is the
cliffhanger.
God damn it.
Is Bidulph and Weiss writing this? What the hell?
I can't wait till Sunday. I think I'm just going to spend my late Sunday night. Well, there's a wrestling pay-per-view, so I'm going to watch that. But during the pay-per-view, which will suck, I'm going to read Twitter and hear, people freak out. What time is Game of Thrones usually on? 9?
Golly, man.
Why don't you watch the last one?
Well, I don't have HBO.
That would do it.
That would do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's your answer, Cecil. I don't have HBO.
Maybe I'll get you like an extra password or something. Let me see.
Let's see. 624 Burning says more like Dumb Ship and Dumb Fook. I guess that's the writers of D&D. Isn't that what Mahler calls them?
Mm-hmm. That's what everybody calls D&D.
Oh! We got it just in time.
Oh my Picocide.
That's why you never shave an Ewok.
She's got adamantium.
Comes out like that.
She's got an adamantium skeleton, that one. Oh. Good luck.
Oh, there it goes.
No.
It's over. It's over. F in the chat, please.
Rest in peace, Roast.
By the way, speaking of a franchise that they went back to it, and I always dreamed when the end of Sopranos that I always wished that maybe David Chase filmed that scene, like the scene of the guy coming in and just massacring the family, but never showed it. And then they would do a movie maybe in a few years, and the opening scene would be like Tony Carmella, everybody getting shot, even AJ, but AJ lives. And it's
you
and now
lost me because AJ Goen would be the one character I'm cool with.
I know, I understand, but he was supposed to be annoying. He was a kid, but now it's like he's in his 40s and it's him. And the opening scene of the movie is them getting killed. And then the next scene is he's running the show now, and he's got his own crew, and he's got the old consigliaries of Paulie Walnuts, and they're still old, but they're still guiding him. And they should do a movie. And I think that opening scene, if they had the foresight to film that would blow everyone away. Like 20 years later to watch the assassination of Tony Soprano, like I don't know.
I kind of like your concept.
Do that. I think he did do that actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That would be fucking great.
Well, I mean, yeah, and welcome to the beginning of Saints of Newark.
Is that what you think? But why would they do that? Saints of Newark is in the past.
That's correct. So you start at the future, and then you go into the past, and you say, "How did we get here?" I'm Tony Soprano. I have a big hole through my head right now. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Let's go back to the 1960s and the Ed Sullivan Show, and me at age 8, and that's what they do, and then they slowly work their way.
Oh, like A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ghost of Tony Soprano.
Okay.
How many more of these fuckers do you have?
If you'd like more, I will mail you 50 more.
You have to go to a gun range. Although, no, you can't show that on YouTube anyway. You can't. I don't think you can shoot things.
Infinite Tico.
Oh.
Crisis of Infinite Ticos.
Wait, is it cut off one head, 2 more appear? Hail Hydra. Doomcock, John Janette's here, and he says Star Wars, dead since The Force Awakens. Trek, dead thanks to Star Trek Discovery. Game of Thrones, dead 2 weeks ago. My Knicks, Walking Dead. Damn it, press the effing button. P.S. Happy birthday, Harvey.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Yeah, I stopped watching Walking Dead, Jesus, I don't know, years ago.
Oh,
I don't know, in the 70s, I forget when it was, but Jesus Christ, after Negan came in and just did his thing of grinning and leaning his head back, that was his basically the whole Negan shtick, and I just gave up on it entirely. But thank you, John Tennant.
Wait, are you saying people don't like Discovery? I think it's like the best Star Trek thing out.
I won't even pretend.
Well, Cecil, it's been nice knowing you.
I would say Star Trek Discovery 1. Then I would say the 2 J.J. Abrams movies were 2 and 3. Then I liked the one with the whales. That was okay.
Yeah.
Then
I actually like that movie quite a bit.
Then I like the one where Data was fighting the Borg.
Uh-huh.
And the rest I could take or leave.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
You need to stop munching on arsenic laced dildos, Cecil. It's just it's affecting your brain, and naturally, I appreciate your satirical bent and attempt to get a rise out of me, but anyone that likes Star Trek Discovery, much less ranks it as the first one, is a submoronic cretin, missing some chromosomes, been abducted one too many times by UFOs, and probed with Oscar Mayer wieners.
So a girl named Michael didn't freak you out?
There's no girl named Michael. I know there's a piece of wood that they call Mikey Spock. I do know that, but no girl. There's a fucking piece of wood, a plank, painted. I think it's painted. It's a plank of color of some kind.
She was from Walking Dead, that chick.
Yeah. Well, it's one thing to be, a obnoxious, having zero charisma survivor of a zombie apocalypse, but really shouldn't be on the bridge of a starship. That doesn't work on a starship like it does in a post-apocalyptic ruin, where you kind of expect everyone to be an obnoxious asshole.
Not really a call to make.
If they're on the bridge, then they're just kind of, didn't really work out very well.
I can't wait to not watch that show, Doomcock, because of you.
It is so bad. It is the worst fucking thing on television.
I love to bring it up to hear you get mad, because you're so happy when you first appear on the show. Then like Star Trek Discovery, you're like, fuck! And then you just keep going on a tirade. I love it.
It's the worst goddamn thing ever made. Period. It is. Sorry. It's the kind of thing where if you like Star Trek Discovery, you're fucked in my book. You're just fucked.
Well, tell me this, Doomcock. Somebody's never seen Discovery. Compare it to the last 3 episodes of Game of Thrones for me in context. Like, give me some kind of bar to work on with here.
The last 3 episodes of Game of Thrones are written in English, and they have actors in it, and they have some special effects, which puts them all over Star Trek Discovery, which has none of these things. They don't have any actors, they don't have any writing, they don't have any special effects. They have differently abled effects or special effects like that, but it's just one completely worthless piece of shit. There isn't a goddamn thing. The Last Jedi at least had the pretty shot of the submerged X-wing. That was pretty. That was a nice shot. And the throne room had a nice shade of red in it for Snoke. But Star Trek Discovery is nothing. Not one fucking thing. Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing, you say?
Not a goddamn thing.
I saw what they did. The Klingons look really jazzed up, though. They look like they zhuzhed it up a little bit.
Yeah, they look like like orcs from Lord of the Rings that someone dropped and then shit on. It's the damnedest thing.
Tell us how you really feel.
I hate it.
Fair enough. Moving forward, Rivantari says, finally seeing Judas Priest live was a light years better experience of my Sunday night than Game of Thrones, and there's no debate about that. Gives the hand the devil horns.
Nice.
Micah D2 says, congrats on the downfall of Ruin Johnson. It's official because of you 3 and everyone here.
I want to take full credit for that, and you're welcome. I think it's a great thing. Thank you.
Yeah, when I sit in that theater for episode 9, knowing there's no Ryan Johnson film to follow, I will say a little prayer for Ethan Van Sciver and a thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Mega Jetty 1 says, I posted a Ryan Johnson is fired vid months ago. Well, you wouldn't have been wrong. You saw the future. I'm going to bring up a topic in a little bit. You guys will definitely want to hear about this, that I've been calling for many, many months. People think I'm crazy, but it's official. And I'm just happy to be able to say I'm right, but I'm not happy about the outcome. Geek Talk Society says, subverting expectations equals poor writing. Yep.
Not always.
Well, in the case of Star Wars, it does.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars was just I don't know.
You can't defend that one, can you?
No, no one can. No, but here's the thing with Star Wars. I noticed that they were blaming the failure at the box office with Star Wars fatigue, rather than blaming the shit that they're producing. So I wonder how the same company that puts out 3 Marvel movies per year can say that Star Wars can only be put out once every 2 years, because otherwise there'll be fatigue. There's no connection with reality.
Well, one thing I think a lot of people fail to realize when they make the point you just did, the 3 Marvel movies a year are independent franchises that come together at one point with an Avengers flick. With Star Wars, it's usually the continuation of the same story. And if you didn't like the story the first time, the continuation's not going to do it for you. So, unless they somehow, which they've proven they can't with Solo, a Star Wars story, they can't have multiple different Star Wars movies come together at once. Because let's be honest, Star Wars is just the story of Luke Skywalker. Then they expanded to the story of Anakin Skywalker, father, son, that works. And then you make this third trilogy about nobody, literally. And then you try to do spin-offs of that, or you try to just make more movies, and they just don't work. But
I think ultimately it comes down to one of these universes has an actual competent leader in Kevin Feige, and one of them has Kathleen Kennedy. That's really what it comes down to. But like I said in my video, when's the last time Bob Iger made a major announcement for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Never. Like Kevin Feige always makes these announcements. Kevin Feige's always there doing the interviews. Kevin Feige's always out there talking about the future and the next step. Bob Iger has done everything for Kathleen Kennedy outside of put on her little jacket and Star Wars shirt at Star Wars Celebration. That's the only thing she has done as the leader of Lucasfilm. She's the leader in name only. That's it. Bob Iger's doing all the work.
Well, I think with the Marvel stuff, you have to also go back to Stan Lee and the way it was built in the beginning with crossovers. And Cecil, you know this, Ethan, you do too. In the beginning, Marvel could only put out, I think it was 8 books a month, 16, so whatever. And so they had to cross over all these characters to get you to buy their books because they couldn't put out a flood of books because DC controlled their distribution. So I think we've always been conditioned that the Marvel universe is a universe. And I think that's one of the reasons why Marvel can do so much and Star Wars can't. Just because they're completely different beasts. I mean, Disney...
But they can make Star Wars universe. Let me ask you, I didn't watch the Clone Wars. I know, Jeremy, you love that show. What was Luke Skywalker in that show?
No, it was just a continuation of episode 2 into 3.
Yeah, so you can do Star Wars stuff without the Skywalkers, and it can still be successful and good.
Yeah, but the Clone Wars is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, Anakin is the main centerpiece of that.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And Obi-Wan. I mean, it still had the familiar pieces, the familiar names that you can identify with Star Wars. But I think Cecil's point does stand. I mean, I do believe you can do Star Wars. To me, it all comes down to the planning and the execution and the lack of planning. You know what I mean?
That was what was so shocking. Like just how unthought out that The Last Jedi was. It was unreal that this multi-billion-dollar franchise is insane. It's an institution, and then they just handed it over to a jackass to do whatever the fuck he wanted with it, and it was. It's hard to fathom that they actually did that movie. I still can't believe that movie came out.
And people are bringing Rebels up in the chat, and while I didn't think Rebels was near on the level of Clone Wars, it was still enjoyable enough. It was too safe. It was on Disney XD. You could tell Filoni had his hands tied because he couldn't do the things he did in the Clone Wars. But there were some great moments in Rebels. So that's another good example. And obviously, the Old Republic is something everybody loves in Star Wars, and there's no Skywalkers in that. So
how do you feel if Benioff and Weiss are doing Old Republic? Does that scare you now?
yes. That's why Scott Stapp. I just say Scott Stapp. That's all I say.
I don't know. They're going to subvert our expectations, and they're going to have all the characters wearing white powdered wigs, and it's going to be that's the wrong Republic.
Wait, how many seasons of Game of Thrones did those guys write?
I don't know. I mean, they're the showrunners. They created the show. Right, so
listen, you got 7. How many episodes that were good? Let's go with 6 seasons that were good. Not great.
Hang on. You're talking about 4 excellent seasons.
Even with 4 excellent seasons, you're talking about 13 shows per season times 4.
Well, if George R.R. Martin writes their Star Wars stories for them, then maybe they'll be good.
Right. Or maybe if George
Star Wars stories for them, then it's going to suck.
Well, who wrote the Old Republic? Who already wrote the Old Republic?
The point is, it wasn't George R.R. Martin.
No, but I mean, they're just gonna
No, they're not. They're throwing out that shit. They're gonna go their own way.
They're not gonna follow the Old Republic. They're gonna put the Disney. They're gonna put the Disney facelift on the Old Republic. Is what they're gonna do. So why? Because Kathleen Kennedy.
Because they're idiots. That's why.
Are you sure they're gonna do that? Because
they haven't given us any reason based on what they've done with Star Wars up to this point to give us any other reason to believe otherwise.
Well, they did 52 hours worth of Game of Thrones that were good. We're only looking for 2 hours at a time here. They don't. I'm not totally giving up on them just because they shit the bed the last season.
Well, I think it's more or less like, yes, they did. We cannot ignore the fact that they did do some really great episodes of Game of Thrones. And if this last season where they didn't have George R.R. Martin's stories to build off of, if they were at least just competent, then we could buy into that and go, okay, you know what? They didn't have George R.R. Martin stories to build off of, but they did a good job of finishing, a decent job of finishing. They have done literally the worst things they could have done. They've done.
But I heard that this is the ending that he's saying he gave the arc for everybody.
And there's a lot of different stories out there from him, and I've looked into it too. There's no
interview today with him, an interview where he said he gave out and then maybe he wanted 10 seasons, but he only got 8. So they had to do the job of getting 3 seasons into 6 episodes. So
I can't. Shitty job of it. That's the problem. They did a shitty job of it. So it's like saying, hey, look, it's like the play where Lincoln got assassinated. Mm-hmm. Well, I bet about 3/4 of that play was a really wonderful experience for everybody. But then at the end, Lincoln got shot.
I choose to remember the good stuff.
Well, I know. You were there.
That's how I've
No,
always
that's
lived my
But I
life.
tell you, that's the problem. Is
No.
that you
Have
know,
you
if you
ever
get
been to
a
a
7-course meal and the last course is fucking poison and sends you to the hospital, it's not really a very good evening, is it?
I go to Broadway all the time, Doomcock, and if someone got shot in the head and then the guy jumped out of the balcony onto the stage and broke his leg, that would be the best fucking play I was ever at.
Oh my
Well, that
god!
was Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah,
That's basically the
I
plot
never
of
got to
Spider-Man
see
Turn Off the
that.
Dark, as I recall.
I wish that would happen to Hamilton. You know, like and
No, me too.
Yeah, a
Hamilton
machine gun. Bring a machine
No,
gun.
it's so good. It's such a good.
What are you
play.
talking about?
What is it even about?
It's about $10.
Ruining history.
Good
Not
answer.
What do you think?
It's very good. Go see Hamilton.
I don't do plays, man. Sorry.
No, you're a giant. You would be. I'm barely fitting those freaking little seats.
Yet movie theater seats are perfectly comfortable.
They are.
I love them.
Well, I back to the point though. It's not about necessarily what they've done as much as how they've done it. Like I go back to the Arya scene in episode 3. It's if they could have the next episode, if we could have seen Jon Snow talking to Arya about saying like, "I'm glad that you listened to me," or our plan worked out, or whatever. Like, give us. There was nothing. There was no reason. There was no reason to believe that would happen. They didn't have time. They wasted 2 episodes in this season of doing absolutely nothing. They had plenty of time to build story, and they didn't. They
had to do everything in one season. I think even if they had 13 episodes, it would have been better. But they really were looking for 10 full seasons, and they got 7.5.
Well, hold on. This next super chat from Nathan Upside Down says, not sure if it's been mentioned, but it's been reported that D&D turned down money from HBO for 10 episodes as they wanted to get to the end quicker.
Yep. George R.R. Martin was arguing that they needed more episodes. HBO wanted more episodes. They would have been glad to have.
So why didn't they just do more episodes?
Because apparently they don't care.
Yeah, they don't give
care.
a shit. They want to go on to their next gig.
They want
like basically it.
So get 2 other guys to do the rest of the series.
I mean, I think we've pretty much gotten exactly what that would be, though. Just bringing 2 strangers, but that's pretty much what we've gotten at this point. These guys really don't know anything.
There are people who just don't care, and they're working on things. Like, look at this action figure from Solo, a Star Wars story.
That's my favorite character.
He's got a rubber band on his head. That's all they did was they put a motherfucking rubber band on his head. Do you see this?
Is that Woody Harrelson?
That's a full-size rubber band on his head. That's the design.
Is that Woody Harrelson character?
No, I don't know who it is.
And Nerdrotic just messaged me and said HBO wanted more episodes. With this being true, this is going to make the fallout on Game of Thrones even worse now. Yeah, it's going to be some juicy few months now.
It's going to be terrible, dude. They wanted more episodes. HBO is not happy that this is ending. This is the biggest thing HBO's ever had.
So now this is going to be more controversy surrounding these 2 guys that are walking into the guys that had the opportunity to tell a story and end it properly, said, nope, screw the fans, screw the story, screw the characters, screw everything that we've developed over the past 7 seasons. No, we want to move on to a payday. And
had enough money to get a top-notch director to do the last 6 episodes. Get the guy who did Skyscraper with The Rock.
That's fine, but you're talking about what could or should have happened. We're talking about what actually did happen. Skyscraper with The Rock. I just caught that.
No.
Cinematic event of 2018.
That's true, isn't it? These guys probably cut Game of Thrones short to work on Star Wars.
They did. They did.
That's exactly what happened.
The controversy is going to be enormous. Especially, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people that don't know who sits on the Iron Throne next week. When they find out that this is what D&D did to get us to the point of putting this person on the Iron Throne, this is going to be the biggest controversy in the history of television. And the fact that these guys are walking into Star Wars and the fact that they cut this short from a creative standpoint to take a quick payday from Lucasfilm, this is going to be massive.
It's the midget. Is it the midget?
No, it's Robert Baratheon's son, Gentry, and then that Arya is going to be the queen. She's going to marry him. The end.
Not even close.
Oh,
would that be better?
I don't know what those words mean.
Yes, that would be better.
It would be so much better. It's almost basically like they looked at each other, Benioff and Weiss, and they said, "Hey, so have we basically fucked this up as bad as we can?" And it's like, yes. It's like, okay, let's fuck up Star Wars now. Better.
Doomcock, this is what Martin said. Whoever the person is on the throne, that's who he gave them to they have to put that person on. So they didn't make the call. They just have to get him there.
Okay, so it sucks because George R. R. Martin sucks too. I don't care why it sucks, dude. It just sucks. Period. It just sucks.
No, come on.
We can blame any way we want to. If you are sentimentally attached to Benioff and Weiss for some reason, cool. Okay.
No, but see, here's the thing.
But the thing is fucked. That's it.
We are not, and this needs to be clear because this continues to get hit. The fandom continues to get hit with this. There is nothing wrong with doing something that we weren't expecting. But if you're not willing to tell the story properly to get us to that point, we will hold you accountable. So the person that sits on the Iron Throne, that we know is going to sit on the Iron Throne, that is not the problem in isolation. It's a problem because of the storytelling that you have been giving us for the past 7 seasons. You have given no indication that this is a justifiable ending based on your storytelling. That is if you can, it is possible through storytelling to quote unquote subvert our expectations, but you have to do a good job of telling the fucking story. So all you filmmakers, all of you assholes that just continue to sit there and use that as an excuse, no, fuck you, and go fuck yourselves.
What about their
mothers?
Mothers.
You're thinking the same thing,
right after Mother's
right?
Day.
Because that is nothing but a pathetic excuse for your lack of storytelling. You can't tell a coherent story. We hold you accountable as the people that pay to see these things, and then you're going to sit there and go, "Oh, the audience just didn't want to be subverted." No, the audience wanted a good fucking story, and you couldn't tell it. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, keep the characters consistent. Keep them consistent. That's what was so bad about Luke. You could see that an old hermit could be living on an island and be bitter and throw away his lightsaber and want to burn some library, but it's not Luke. It's not Luke. And the thing about Arya is, it wasn't that she killed the Night King. It's that they didn't show how she did it. The last thing we saw, she was surrounded by the dead in the fucking castle, and then boom, there she is swooping out.
She got out the window because what's his name? The Hound and the other guy with the eye patch got her out of the castle.
They don't show that.
Yeah, but they show them getting up and fighting, and the red witch
even fucking put on the face of the dead.
Fill in the blank.
She just pulls a stingray and pops up and goes Cobra Kai and gets him. That's it.
I know who's sitting on the throne. I got it. I just figured it out. It's the mermaid from the front of the Starbucks coffee cup. And they set it up.
That would be better.
I heard that they also had another flub this week and left the CGI.
No,
they forgot the CGI out of hand. Is that not true?
No, that's not true. That was a promotional image that HBO shared for the show, but it was not in the show. In the show, it was correct.
Okay, I was like, Jesus, how do they keep messing up such a, was it 15 million an episode or something?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't get it. TLJ Screwjob says, which sells less tickets, the D or the Johnson?
Hey, that was the title for the Jesse. Jesse came up with that title. Everybody was giving me credit for that title for our video as a new Star Wars trilogy. We're either getting the D or the Johnson, and Jesse came up with that one. But
no, you guys are saying we're going to get them both now, and I don't like it.
To answer the question, the Johnson gets less movie tickets at this point. But the time is still young, so we'll see how this fallout from Game of Thrones happens. Yeah,
come Sunday, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Oh my God, next week's going to be crazy. George Orwell says, showing Doomcock loyalty by wearing my Cannon Wars shirt. Thank all of you, gentlemen. Or thank you all, gentlemen.
Thank you for that. Thank you for wearing your shirt, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
6 turning, 4 burning. Again, happy birthday. Arya isn't a Mary Sue because she did Fook all in episode 5.
Arya's not even close to a Mary Sue. Anybody saying that doesn't know what a Mary Sue is, and they need to shut up.
Let's see. Bruce Lombardo, where were you at? Can this Star Wars trilogy release be paired with A-Force? I hope so.
You know what A-Force is?
It's the all-female Avengers team.
Right, yeah. But what is the question?
Can this Star Wars trilogy release paired with A-Force is what it says. I guess can it be like paired with Air Force?
Ethan, what do you think of the new Captain Britain?
I think shalom alaikum. Dude, Captain. Well, we already brought that up. Captain Britain's a Muslim woman now. But you know what we didn't bring up that I want to share with you right now? There's some great artists in the world, really good artists that are associated with Comicsgate, and I just want to tribute them really quickly. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you. All right, so here's my classic Soy Boy sketch, as you can see. Isn't that nice? This is every Soy Boy, every SJW that argues with you on Twitter looks exactly like this, and that has been that is borne up. Okay, everybody believes that. It's now been painted. Look at this.
Ooh,
look at that. Now the artist gave him furry ears and Chuck Wendig colored hair, but stayed true to my overall design. The one thing I will say that he messed up on is he showed teeth here. This is not teeth. It's just a smirk. That's just his mouth line. There's no teeth showing. It's just a closed mouth smirk. That's the look that they all give you. Really, really good artist with Comicsgate. Really, really good.
Who was it?
This is Ink Spots, who's been coloring all of my Rainbow Brute pieces, like digitally coloring them. It's fantastic.
Ooh.
So good job, Ink Spots. Thank you.
Echo Base Network says, Jeff, have you gone through Lord of the Rings yet? Not yet, but soon. That's all I can say. Soon. I started playing that game again, the Two Towers. It was fun. I just want to sit down and watch. Should I try to do all the movies at once, or should I break them up over a weekend? Or
What was the question? I was retweeting your post about getting 1K likes.
Oh, it's Nicholas Glenn asked, Jeff, have you gotten through Lord of the Rings yet? I said no, and I said I'll watch them soon. And I asked you guys, should I watch them all at once, or should I spread them out, or what?
That's a tough question. I mean, they are, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, they were all filmed together, right? All of these movies were filmed at one time, right?
I think so.
I personally think watching them all together, because they fit, so it is one giant movie. It really is, and it is the most incredible filmmaking you'll ever see. So I would say binge.
Okay, binge it is.
Yep.
Simple recommendation from a simple man. There we go.
There you go.
Micah DT says, Jeff, in Chicago you said you were coming to Tampa. Just wondering when. Well, Micah, I will be in Tampa for WrestleMania 36, which is April 5th of next year.
I'll be there too. There
you go. Jeremy and I will both be there. You going to WrestleMania?
Yep, I'm going with you.
All right, cool. Then I'll get us tickets when it comes time in November. Folks, if you want to, we'll get nachos or something afterwards.
And we'll go fishing. You want to go fishing? I got a friend down there that does charters.
Ooh, you just sold me.
Boom.
There you go. It's happening.
And I'm guaranteeing a car video, a car video in the Z car. The Z car will be in Tampa. We're going to go fishing. We're going to go watch some wrestling, and it's going to be awesome.
Did you see who they just hired as the new head writer for WWF?
Who?
Ryan Johnson.
I can't wait to watch SmackDown on Fox.
Oh,
have you heard how bad they're doing right now?
I am so checked out of wrestling, man. I have not. I don't know anything about it, and it's so amazing because of how much I know about wrestling in the past. I know no superstars. I don't know who the champion is. I don't know anything.
Well, I'll spare the listeners. We'll put it like this: wrestling has the lowest ratings ever.
Is Brock Lesnar the champion?
No, he lost to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
It's so bad.
Kofi Kingston's the other champion. Cecil.
Oh, what about the other chick, Rousey?
She's gone. Becky Lynch beat her at WrestleMania.
We need to talk off air or on the phone or something.
We will.
You need to catch me up because I'm so checked out of wrestling.
That's the redhead chick. She's cute.
Yes, she is. I met her once. Didn't even realize it was her. She was super nice though.
I'm happy that Cecil called it WWF.
I am
happy
too.
about
That one was good. I watched the match before the High Council. I used that to get myself pumped up. Jorge Pulido says, here for the ING game. 27 dressing. Morbidly obese Ryan Johnson tries to buy 27 salad dresses and never writing another movie over my dead body. Have you guys heard about the ING game?
No.
We played it on the podcast. It's where you take a famous movie title and you put the words ING at the end and you change the movie. So the example was Jurassic Parking, teaching dinosaurs how to drive. So basically you just keep coming up with movie titles. We did it last week on the show. Oh God, it was hilarious. So that's what Jorge is talking about. If anyone out there is curious to what we mean by the ING game.
Gotcha.
The Buzz General says Collider, not our story, so we can't criticize it. Is that what they said?
I don't know. I mean, the Collider is just I'm kind of where I'm with WWF right now. I can't watch Collider anymore.
Collider's been useless to me for years.
Mm-hmm.
Even before we all had channels and stuff, I would see them pop up, and I'm like, oh, it's just like Screen Junkies. They just say the same stuff. So,
well, I mean, a lot of my motivation to kind of take Geeks and Gamers in the direction I did was me being a fan of Collider and just seeing them go down that path of soy, and just I was so frustrated. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be somebody that can just talk about this stuff without kissing up to the studios and accusing people of being racist and sexist for having an opinion. And that had a lot to do with where Geeks and Gamers is today, just because I was a viewer and I was frustrated. So.
Walking Tin Can says, Creed intro, Smash Mouth outro. Sorry, I couldn't read that without laughing. Oh, God, Smash Mouth. What an embarrassment to say that I was a fan in the 90s. That was one of the first CDs I bought as a kid, Astro Lounge.
Hey, Jeff, citizen caning. That's when you go around beating people in the streets.
Boom! Dude, that I like it.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I had one that was I didn't want to say on air. I'll tell you when we get off air. It's over on Patreon. It's kind of dark, but I thought it was hilarious. So
about high counseling, that's where you get buzzed and you give people advice.
Oh, I like that too.
That actually just sounds like a good concept for a Twitch show. Maybe I should move to Denver. All Out of Bubblegum says, greetings, WCBS, Prime, Jeremy, Uncle, and our Lord and Savior, Doomcock. And Jeremy, shut up. Don't make EVS get daddy's belt.
Now, why? Jeremy, I wasn't threatening you with a belt.
I was very upset. It hurt me a lot. But no, but I wonder if I need to embrace the Jeremy Prime. I mean, they call me Jeremy Prime. I don't know. I mean, I like that. I don't want to move away from D-Day Cobra, but Jeremy Prime is something that a lot of people call me.
Dude, think of all the artwork that you're going to get as your face on Optimus Prime's body.
I know. That'd be pretty cool. So I do like it.
I would
like
buy that
name.
toy. I would buy that action figure.
I want you to be Jermega Supreme. That would be
Jermega
badass.
Supreme. You hear that, Jer Army?
Jermega Supreme.
Let the memes flow.
The Pork Chop Express says, I picture Ethan's Ryan Johnson Twitch looking like the Hot Tub Time Machine bathroom BJ scene with Craig Robinson and Rob Corddry. No.
Dude, honestly, I lost my mind. Like, that wasn't fake. That was for real when you guys said that. Really upset about that idea.
I don't want to see
better you're prepared, dude.
I know, but can't we just escape? You know what I mean? Can we escape these idiots? Is there any way that we can just flush them? Finally, they're just flush them. We got to be free of Ryan Johnson, and we've come so close so many times in his stupid smug round head.
God!
Every time we're disappointed and crushed. Go away.
So unlikable.
Thing with Alex Kurtzman on Star Trek Discovery, dude. You cannot get rid of this guy. You fucking can't get rid of him.
Honest question: who's more unlikable, Ryan Johnson or Brie Larson?
They're the same person. They even look alike. I ran Ryan Johnson through one of those girly me up filters, and it looked just like Brie Larson. They're the same person.
His ass is rounder. Oh no, wait, that's his head. Sorry.
Oh man.
Wait, what did you call it? A girly me up?
Girly me up.
I'm sorry, that should be illegal. That Snapchat thing, and I don't know anything about Snapchat, but I've been seeing people.
How old are you?
So I don't know. Not
They're
old.
hitting me with that left and right.
What is Snapchat? I've never had it.
Yeah,
well, there's this thing called a cell phone.
Somebody created a Snapchat for me because they said it would be good for Geeks and Gamers, but I never used it because I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about this.
I wouldn't know how to use one for my channel. Like, you want me to Snapchat me like editing a video? I don't get.
I don't know what it means. By the way, we are 14 melees from 1,000. Can we smash the melee button?
Let me,
would you please? Yeah.
My niece put that filter on me to turn me into a woman. I swear to God, I looked exactly like Roseanne Barr. I mean, like exactly. Just a little younger, but.
Well, I mean, like I've met you. You kind of had that, resemblance already, but the filter just helped.
Look at this, by the way. Let me just show you, because some people were like, Captain Britain is a Muslim woman. Oh yeah. Can I just show you this?
Screen's locked on you.
Okay. Listen, I'm polite. Look at this. Here is Muslim Spider-Man with his burqa. Here is Iron Woman. Here is Hulk woman. Here is woman. So Marvel is just whamming now. That was unbreakable polycarbonate. Okay, maybe she doesn't need our help. Sorry, I broke your wall thing. I do come in peace, though. Honest. This is Dr. Faiza Hussein, daughter of Saddam Hussein, perhaps Captain Britain. There she is.
Why is there no Union Jack on her?
This is so bad.
Dude, that is the new Captain Britain. Marvel is a full-time troll operation now. Everything that they're doing is just to piss people off.
Wow.
Normally
I
they
didn't know it
say
was
if you
that
want
bad.
something bad to go away, you ignore it, but people aren't buying the book, so we can talk
People
about it
are
all we want.
ignoring it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But look at it. It's just women versus women. It's just women.
Wait,
because
so
women.
the Spider-Man, the Spider character, what's the like? Is this a different universe?
I don't know.
This is
No, I think it's a 616.
This is unbelievable.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Besides She-Hulk, everything else looks foreign to me.
And they also,
So to speak.
but they made She-Hulk beefier. Like she's not like feminine at all anymore.
No, she is the Hulk. She's not even She-Hulk. She's the Hulk.
Yeah, they call her just Hulk.
Why would she be She-Hulk? Because she's a woman? No, she's a Hulk.
And John Byrne did it right.
I just hope the normal thinking women out there see how companies like Marvel are just using their, they're just using you. They're just using you. They use any non-white male to prop themselves up. They don't care about these things that they talk about. They just want to use people, use their race, their gender. It's so stupid. It's unbelievable.
You know what this is? You know what Marvel Comics is? Marvel Comics is a beautiful cherry, like vintage car that someone's dad, Stan Lee is the dad, nurtured, took care of. Stan Lee just kind of eventually he got sick. And then while he was in the hospital and just before he passed away, he left his beautiful cherry automobile that he cared about his entire life to his bratty, stupid social justice warrior kids who didn't give a shit about it. Who didn't care about it. And the minute dad died, or the minute dad was no longer able to stop them, they drove this car into walls. They spray painted stuff all over it. They did whatever they wanted to because it just doesn't matter. Because who cares? Who cares about Marvel Comics? Essentially, Marvel Comics isn't making any money anyway. Nobody's reading anything anymore. Most Marvel Comics sell beneath 20,000 copies. So you might as well just use this incredibly beautiful the thing that Stan Lee built with his sweat, blood, and tears, and his heart and his passion. You might as well just use it to call Republicans incels and Nazis. You might as well just use it now just to annoy people, and that's what they're doing. They're just using it to annoy people, to get people upset, get people riled up, so that they can call them racist. What's the matter? You don't like Captain Britain being a Muslim woman? Sexist, bigot, racist? People don't want to pay for this shit. And not only that, you're charging $5 for these books just to keep the lights on. People do not want to pay to listen to you. People don't want to even listen to you for free. They block you on Twitter. They mute you on Twitter at this point. And this is what you've done. You're destroying Marvel Comics. The April sales came out. They're a goddamn disgrace. They're a crime against humanity. They're absolutely horrible. Horrible. Sales are in the toilet. You guys had to do Marvel Comics. You idiots had to do War of the Realms as a big special event with 50 different tie-ins in order to get that #1 issue of this miniseries event to sell more than 100,000 copies. You had to do 25 variant covers, and it still only sold 180,000 copies. That's so disgusting. Don't you care? Don't you give a damn? Don't you care about all of the people who have small businesses, all the mom and pop shops out there that are depending on you to pump out cool, fun, exciting entertainment for kids to spend? So it costs people $3 to put an unsold copy of Spider-Man on their shelves right now. Nobody's buying it. Nobody wants this. Don't you care about these people? If you don't care about the work that Stan Lee did, because Stan Lee's dead, and after all, you're not really comic book fans anyway, don't you at least care about the real people who are depending on you to create product to keep their lights on and feed their families?
They clearly don't.
You don't give a shit. None of you people care. And your sales, the entire comic book industry is going down the drain while you guys just laugh and hire incompetents off of Tumblr to produce garbage to irritate people. And I mean, I don't know. All I can do is just look at this and shake my head. You can call us incels. You can call us whatever you want to call Comicsgate. But you're doing this. You're destroying the comic book industry. At the end of the day, we're getting rich and you guys are going broke. So who's going to have the last laugh? Anyway, who's going to have the last laugh? These idiots never should have been given the keys to this kingdom, ever. All of them should be fired. Every SJW should be fired out of a trebuchet into a brick wall. Every single one of them. Keep them far away from anything where people need to make money. They need to make a living. I'm sorry, Jeff. I know this is your show. I am so angry about this.
You don't ever have to apologize. The High Council is all of our show. So just keep going, man.
Well, that was well said. That was beautiful. Keep going.
No, I'm done. But this is the thing, guys. Comicsgate is it. Comicsgate is the future. It's not just me. It's so many people who are out there. They've got their Indiegogo campaigns. They're just saying enough. The comic book industry, we're giving it up for dead. I'm sorry. We're sorry to all the mom and pop shops that are out there, all the retailers that are going to close down because of the incompetence and the piss poor attitudes of the social justice warriors who are so upset at Trump that they've decided to take the entire comic book industry and nuke it and sink it. So I'm sorry, but we can't save you. All we can do is save comics. And that's what we're doing. So if you see these Indiegogo campaigns, you see people hashtag Comicsgate, they're trying to promote their comics. Earthworm Jim is out there right now, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, Vestige, Lone Star 2. These books, throw some money at them. Support these comics, buy these comics, read these comics. Let's keep this medium alive and let's rescue it from these incredibly arrogant, stupid, short-sighted political extremists who have destroyed everything Stan Lee built. Thank you.
Well said. And speaking of Earthworm Jim, Doug Tenaple contacted my team. He wants to come on Geeks and Gamers. That's awesome. You know what I mean? The guy that created Earthworm Jim, his Indiegogo is on fire right now. So I'm gonna have Doug on Geeks and Gamers very soon, which is great. I mean, I was like, dude, he contacted me. That's amazing. That's awesome. So
dude, that was my thought last year when he backed the comic book we did. I was like, holy shit, the guy created Earthworm Jim bought a copy. I feel accomplished right now.
Yeah, so my team contacted me earlier, and I was like, dude, of course Doug can come on. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, totally, man. So I'm very happy about the success Earthworm Jim is seen in Comicsgate. It's amazing. So, good stuff.
Let's see. 6turning4 Burning says, Fisher had a 4-pack of smokes a day. Voice cringe. Carrie Fisher, yeah, she did sound like she smoked that kind of cigarette over the years.
Yeah, she was starting to sound like B.
Lost it.
No.
You literally dropped mid-sentence.
Cecil, did you just pay him back for what happened on our stream 2 weeks ago when he cut your power? Is that what happened?
Erased from existence. Let me snap and see if he comes back. Nope. Well, it took a little time for the portal.
He was going to say B. Arthur. That's my guess.
Well, she did a great job in this Star Wars holiday special. So
that was heartbreaking. Her cantina was closing.
Yeah, well, goodbye, my friend, or whatever the hell she's saying. God, that was terrible.
That's what he was going to say. He was going to say she's beginning to sound like, and then it cut out. I'm going to guess B. Arthur.
All right, well, we'll go with it until he comes back.
Anybody want to take a guess?
Kathleen Turner.
That's a husky voice.
Yeah.
And a husky body these days.
I don't want to think about that. She was in a movie called Serial Mom that I hated as a kid.
That's a good movie, John Waters.
I met him once at a Starbucks. He was really friendly.
Was it a Starbucks bathroom?
Maybe. No, it was at a horror show. It was a Starbucks in a hotel lobby.
Yeah, he's great. I would love to meet him. But, you watch it again as an adult. Maybe you were too young.
I will give it a shot. I think I was in grade school when I first saw it.
But she looked great in a movie called The Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin.
I know that movie.
You know that movie? She was the wife that he married that was trying to ruin him.
Well, those are two movies I'm going to watch. But I got to watch.
At one point, she does take her pants down and is wearing a G-string, and her ass looks fantastic.
This show has switched gears.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're Cecil. Crossbreeder says, if the rumors of Game of Thrones are true, I can't wait to see the ruler of 7 ramps roll up with the iron wheelchair and watch people on their wedding nights.
No comment.
I don't understand that reference. I'm sorry. I feel like Captain America. The Rookie Critic says, happy birthday, Black Angus Reviews. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He crossed 1,000. So thanks to everybody out there. Doomcock's not here. Shit. Let's see how close Doomcock got to getting to 30,000 tonight. We have almost 2,000 people watching.
I've got his real time pulled up. He's at 29,585 right now.
I lost subs because of the shit I was talking about.
I lost a couple too because of the shit you were talking about.
there's Doomcock's. So it's again. I think one thing that gets confused with Doomcock is people look for Doomcock. The channel is actually OverlordDVD. So there's that. But if you guys want to go subscribe, there it is.
I got the link in the description of this video. So if you're listening to us live or you're listening to us in the future, welcome. This is the past. Go back and give him a subscribe. Trust me, he's going to put out great stuff. He wrote one of the best videos about the creator and the canon, and he's followed all this stuff alongside with us, and he puts out great stuff. Plus, I love the theatrics of his videos. Let's see.
I did respond to the tribute that Black Angus gave. I shared it and talked about it on Twitter, and I think I talked about it on a live stream. Did I not comment on it? I try to comment on all those videos. I'm sorry. So.
I'm gonna watch it for tomorrow when I go on his channel. So, folks, if you want more of me tomorrow night, I will be on the Black Angus Reviews channel. And you can ask me your questions. Oh, well, we passed 1,000, so there's going to be a Good Morning Pop Culture. So be prepared. It'll be on this channel. It'll be archived on our secondary channel. So you guys did it. Anna, I know you're out there listening. Be excited. You're going to get your Good Morning Pop Culture. Yeah, she specifically will message me and say, are you going to do the thumbs up for Good Morning Pop Culture? She's like, let me know because I'll tweet it out. So she really likes that show.
I think Anna is going to be on Drawn and Quartered tomorrow.
Yeah, she's going to draw.
Yeah,
cool.
Mad Max is what they're drawing.
Oh, boy.
That was her suggestion that she wanted to draw Mad Max.
Draw the toe cutter. That'd be cool. Let's see. Zaire says Zuvio's the best care because he sacrificed his only scene so Ray could look even more like a hero. He was smart to get written out of the movie. That's my favorite super chat so far. Wanderer says people keep giving Far From Home credit for introducing a multiverse when it was actually introduced in Doctor Strange. Guys, care to elaborate? Or because I mean I got a lot of stuff to say about Spider-Man Far From Home.
I think it looks good. I especially enjoyed Kevin Smith's reaction to the trailer. I mean, what that guy's an actor. He really is fantastic, isn't he?
I wish he
would get excited.
I wish he just would have just rubbed his eyes and went, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
If there's one person I don't like criticizing, it's Kevin Smith, and I've ran out of reasons to not criticize him at this point. Like, I can't. It's just unbelievably pathetic, his response to all these movies. It's unreal. Like, I love Kevin Smith because he gave me Clerks and Clerks 2, which Clerks 2 means everything to me. Yep. And obviously all of the other movies he made back in the day. But my God, man, like you just, it is so scripted what he does now.
Jeremy, you know what you don't like about it? He's talking down to people. He thinks his fans are stupid. And that's what it is. When he's like, did you just see that? Oh my goodness. Oh, like he's talking to his fans like they're dumb.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just I can't even stomach it anymore. I can't even watch his reactions because I'm like, God damn it, Kevin Smith. God.
Yeah. Can we all just be adults?
Like we're dogs. Who wants a treat? Who wants a good
Yeah.
You're the good one. What's that?
He hasn't made anything of quality since probably his Fat Man on Batman podcast. Have you ever heard of that show?
I
heard of it. I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
The best thing he did in the last year was he did a DC live stream the day after Robbie Rodriguez sent his anus pictures to Ethan. And
I remember that.
And I went over to the live stream and brought like half of Twitter with us, and every question was about Robbie Rodriguez's asshole. And it was live. Thousand questions about it.
Yeah, but
they never did that again. There's no more live. There's no more They don't do that shit. That was
I mean, some dude, for people who don't know, an artist, by the way, the artist is Zoe Quinn's artist. There's an SJW editor at DC Comics who's just hiring all of the worst SJWs ever. Of course, Zoe Quinn, who's never written a comic, probably has never read a comic, was invited to join. Now, they're doing a book together called Goddess Mode. So this is what I was referring to earlier. Can you put the camera on me?
You're clicked on. Is that Comicron?
This is Comicron. This is the April 2019 comic book sales to comic shops. So these aren't even the books that sold. These are the books the comic shops ordered. And just to show you real quick, War of the Realms, 187,000. Like, this is the book that had 25 variant covers, and that's all they were able to earn. But look at the Batman numbers, man. Look at that, 88, 87.
That's crazy.
This is absolutely insane. By the way, I was telling people in this video that I just made, you should go back and watch it if you guys are interested in the death of the comic book industry.
Tom King's Batman? Tom King's doing Batman?
Yes, yeah, just running it into the ground. I mean, look at Detective Comics, 66. When I was drawing Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, these were our numbers. This is Batman. This is Batman that's doing these numbers now. Talk about a decline. But if, my channel is called Comic Artist Pro Secrets because I worked in comics for 25 years and I know everything about it. So let me just tell you guys something. There's something called royalties. If your book sells above a certain number of copies, that's when you break the royalty barrier. And really, you get a quarterly check that's pretty substantial, or it used to be, based on the sales of your comic books. Now, most people used to be at royalty level, which is above 40,000. Okay. If you sell, let's just say you sold 40,001 copies of your book, you get a nickel in royalties for that one copy that's over 40,000. Okay. So if you go through this and you see only a handful of people are making royalties now, you have to be in the top 34. You have to be selling Thor. Thor is the lowest selling royalty earning comic book out there at 40,795. Catwoman at this point. All of the rest of this is just cancellation numbers. These are cancellation numbers. So as I was saying, this guy, Robbie Rodriguez, the artist who sent me a picture of his anus. Two pictures. It was two.
I'm sorry. I remember all this drama.
He didn't send a DM. He sent it to everyone, really.
He sent it to Twitter. The whole world had to look at his butthole. And DC Comics didn't fire him. And let's find out, did it pay off? Did it pay off for DC Comics to not fire the butthole Avenger? Look at this guy, Goddess Mode. Here's the 5th issue of his book, Goddess Mode. 5,176 copies.
That's it?
5,176 copies. So DC Comics, you should have fired this guy into an oncoming train. He did that. Now there's this whole meme going around about how DC artists send people pictures of their buttholes, and basically you earned, what did you earn? $2,000 off of this? No, you didn't even earn that. You paid out. You paid out more money than you brought in for this book. These comics right now, these SJW comics are selling. My first issue of Cyberfrog at Hall of Heroes, a small Indiana company, sold 3 times as many copies as a DC Comics book in 2019. And I colored the cover with magic markers. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely humiliating. But it's also funny. Thank you.
God.
It's just crazy to watch this stuff, man. I mean, when was the last time where books under 100,000 got canceled, Ethan?
You know what? At this point, they're not canceling anything. I mean, and they really should be. It's almost like, what would we cancel it for? If we cancel the books that are losing money, we wouldn't be publishing anything. That's kind of their attitude right now. I mean, when you're publishing Unstoppable Wasp and you've canceled it twice in the same month and changed your mind, and it's selling 5,577 copies, I don't know. I don't know what you do. You just shrug and just go. Eventually, they're going to kick us off the stage. Eventually, they're going to pull the plug. The people who were losing their money. Eventually, they're going to pull the plug. And in the meantime, let's just run as fast as we can, making Captain Britain a Muslim woman just to annoy Trump supporters. Yeah, sure. Why not?
And all of Britain.
And all of Britain. Can you? Captain Britain was a really, really cool character. But like, you look at him. If you look at Captain Britain, you know exactly why. Let's just look at this. Let's look at a picture of Captain
Doesn't
Britain.
have anything English on her. There's nothing. There's no. It's like Captain America without an American flag.
Right. All right. So let me just show for the people in the chat who aren't comic book fans, who don't know what Captain Britain looks like. I'm going to show you what Captain Britain used to look like, and you'll know immediately what the problem is. Here's Captain Britain. He's a white male with blonde hair. Okay. Here he is. Look at Captain Britain. White male with blonde hair. This was his original design. Look
I
at
have
that.
an action figure of that toy.
He's so badass, dude. He was just such a cool character. Look at him. Captain Britain. Look, how could we possibly, in 2019, in current year, allow this face, who all you have to do is put a red cap on his head that says MAGA. How could we possibly publish this? In 2019 Marvel, F this guy. This guy looks a little bit, well, I mean, he's not as handsome as I am, but he resembles me. F this guy. This isn't what we're about. This just isn't what we're about. This isn't who we are. That's not who we are. So let's replace this character, of course, first with a woman. Okay, so that's one thing. Gender swapping is one thing. You want to gender swap whenever possible. If you have a male character, make him female, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Let's also make him Pakistani Muslim. Yeah, of course. That'll get him. That'll get all of the people who like Captain Britain originally. That'll get them kind of irritated. And then we'll get to call them Nazis again. And on we go. On and on we go. Right down this chart here. On and on we go. Right as we sink into the abyss of the Atlantic Ocean. On and on we go.
Can you show us what the bottom of the list is?
Look at it. It keeps going on and on. Let's find out what the lowest selling book on this is, by the way. Oh, my God. I mean,
we're at a point, what, 900?
3 digits now. 3 digits. The 500th selling comic is Image First Paper Girls. 702 copies. Wow. Captain America number 4.
Unstoppable Wasp is the $4.99. That's the book we're looking at. Is
701.
Sounds stoppable to me.
Isn't that the book you're looking at?
Yeah. Heroes. Look at this. Captain America, Marvel Knights 20th, 720. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. They brought that back. 760 copies. This is thoroughly depressing. Many of these are, by the way, reorders. Some of these, like obviously the big ones, Batman the Man Who Laughs, The Grim Knight, 791 copies. That's a reorder. That is a reorder. Now let's look at these April 2019 graphic novel sales. This is important. Right here, these are the books that are comparable to Cyberfrog, okay? Because Cyberfrog is not selling for $3.99. So it wouldn't be fair to compare the fact that I've sold 20,000 copies of Cyberfrog for $25 a piece to these books that are only $4, $5, okay? It's a graphic novel. I've outsold every single mainstream comic, every single one. Cyberfrog not only is number 1 on this list, Cyberfrog, these don't even deserve to be on the same list with Cyberfrog. The number 1 selling trade paperback title sold 47,043 copies. Cyberfrog, 20,000 at $25. That is the state of things. That is the power of Comicsgate. That's the power of Comicsgate. That's the power of Comicsgate.
I'm glad you took it there because I was going to go the power of Pine Sol, but power of Comicsgate's better. The power of love.
Outsold in dollar value, outsold in estimated units. Destroyed, absolutely destroyed the mainstream industry. Beat Batman, beat Umbrella Academy, beat Venom by Donny Cates. USOB. Beat all of you.
The fact that you beat Batman is the one that blows me away because when you think of Batman, you think of, arguably the most popular superhero of the modern day, and then nope.
No.
Cyberfrog, man.
Yeah. Joseph says, is Cyberfrog a monthly book like all those on the list? No, it's not. Why should it be? Because the comic book industry does need to change. It just needs to change its entire model and format. If you are shipping monthly comics and losing money like this, then don't do it. You got to find a new way to produce comics, a new way to offer them.
True. Maybe the European model.
Yeah, I think that's
monthly in Europe, or no?
No, not. You know what? I mean, maybe there are, but mostly what they do is, they do produce one comic book a year. Like, these guys produce a big, beautiful album of their comic book work, and they charge a premium for it, and they put it out there. That just seems like a way better model than trying to get people to follow through. It's like the numbering system is what destroys the mainstream comic book industry. The idea that, War of the Realms, let me just flip this on again. Let me just show you how stupid. I'm sorry, guys. This is becoming a comic book show.
Bring it on.
All right. Let me just
remember.
Show you.
I did this too with you. So
yeah,
I'm involved.
All right. So Comic-Con. This is why it's stupid. War of the Realms #1. Even with let's pretend they didn't do 25 variant covers, and let's just say whatever the variant covers contributed. Issue #1 sold 187,000 copies.
Shipped 187. Those things are flooded all over the shelves.
But let's put ourselves in the owner's position here. We're the people who created and sold this comic. And yeah, it is the other problem with the mainstream comic book industry is there's a middleman, the poor comic shops who have to actually hoist this stuff off onto unsuspecting buyers. But we shipped 187,000 copies of War of the Realms #1. Why? Because it has a #1 on the cover. Let's put a #2 on the cover. Suddenly we sold 70,704. Why? Because of the #2. That's all this is. If you called this War of the Realms, boom. If you called this more War of the Realms, wouldn't it sell the same amount? Instead of putting a #2 on the front cover? If you called this War of the Realms with a new title, a new subtitle underneath, wouldn't it sell this? But the comic book industry is so stupid and so addicted to just putting numbers on things. I mean, you can even see numbers drop here. Look, Amazing Spider-Man #20, Amazing Spider-Man #19, just the difference between these numbers. Why aren't these the same? Batman 69, 88,000. Batman 68, 87,000. Why the 1,000 copy difference? The numbers. That's all. This is the worst. Detective 101, Detective 102, 66,000 to 61,000. Why? You just lost 5,000 copies.
Well, I know I went out and bought a copy of Detective Comics 1000, and then I just wasn't impressed. So, same with was it Action Comics #1 last year? I was like, cool, #1000, and then I'm ready to go. What did you? Okay, I know you obviously you got your own stuff going, but have you seen the Marvel Comics issue 1000 that's coming out?
Yeah.
How much bullshit is that?
Oh, it looks so bad, dude. Fantastic Four isn't even on the cover.
Yeah, but like, when did they last have a book titled Marvel Comics? Like, that's not the same continuity.
No.
Wasn't it from the 40s? That's where the Human Torch appeared in Marvel Comics, the name of the book?
Why is it 1000? Why is it Marvel Comics 1000?
Well, you know the real answer, so they can look like DC, who had 1,000 books in one calendar year.
That's correct. So what is their excuse for this? Because C.B. Cebulski came out and he said, it's been a while since we've had a million selling comic out there. Like, what? Now it's time to do it again. It's time to do it. Get a million selling comic. Oh, what are you going to do? We're going to do this. Marvel Comics #100. Marvel Comics #100. That's the answer. Or 1000. I'm sorry. Marvel Comics #1000, because of course Dark Knight or Detective Comics hit 1,000, Action Comics hit 1,000, and sold like 700,000 copies with a bunch of variants.
Marvel Comics 1,000. What the hell does that mean?
Just nothing. This is a case of putting a number on the book that they're hoping is actually going to make it sell more. But I mean, look at this cover here, dude. Look at this dreadfully cheap cover.
From Alex Ross, I think, right?
I don't even know if it's Alex Ross. I don't know if because this isn't good work. This just isn't good work. Look at the. And then here are the SJW characters over here. What is Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, doing just standing here looking to the left waiting for her bus? Everyone else is charging into action, and she's just standing there like, I think I'm in the right spot. I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Every picture or every character is in an iconic pose from another comic book. We got Spider-Man from Amazing Fantasy 15. We got Captain America from some pinup. We got the X-Men from, what is that, Giant Size X-Men #1.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos is from Infinity Gauntlet. Hulk's from Hulk #1. We got Thor from, was it Journey into Mystery 27, not 27, but some number, 43 maybe. And then we got Iron Man Extremis. And the part that pisses me off is Captain Marvel cuts off the stuff, the text, but Daredevil's cut off by the letter L.
That's infuriating. That's Joe Quesada's Daredevil for some reason, you know, as if that were as iconic as any of this. Captain Marvel sitting there with her stupid Rachel Maddow haircut, looking powerful right in the center. Yeah, cutting into the title. And then over here, you've just got Squirrel Girl. That's meant just to annoy people.
Yeah.
How is Daredevil cut off and Squirrel Girl prominent?
Because it's SJW Marvel.
And another thing too, from a standpoint, like Spider-Man's almost too dark to be seen. Like when I first look at this cover, I see Colossus right away, which Colossus is cool, but Spider-Man's your Mickey Mouse, Marvel. Like I don't care how much you want to tell us Captain Marvel or Miles Morales or Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, the Peter Parker that we all know and love, should be at the middle because that's the most popular character, hands down.
It's just battle around. Why is Colossus dead center? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Colossus's leg comes down into Captain America's head. Like, when you look at this cover, you see Colossus, and you're like, what is this? Why is it Colossus? And so, yeah, the color, the dark purple, annoys me. This looks like some cheapo calendar. Like, it looks like a desk calendar you'd get at Hallmark. You know what I mean?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, all your favorite characters of Marvel Comics. Pure garbage. And look at this. Evidently, what is this? Wolverine 1000. What is this? Are they doing a lot of this now? They're such con artists. This is a total grift. They saw like DC Comics actually get there. You know, they saw the, you know, Action Comics and Detective Comics actually get to 1000, and they went, those books sold. Let's just do the same thing. Let's just put it 1000 on all of our books. Are you fucking kidding me?
Is that really what that is? This is so fucking pathetic.
I don't
they really just do that. Just put number 1000 on whatever.
Just put a 1000, and then you're gonna sell a lot of copies, I guess.
Wolverine 1 came out in like the late 80s.
Well, it's been 1,000 months since then. Cecil, shut up.
Okay. Detective was like in 1939, and it just got there this year.
These people sit there. By the way, these people at Marvel Comics, they're sitting there like Comicsgate's a grift. These guys are just grifting their customers from rage. Look at what you idiots are doing. You're putting comic stores out of business. This is a lie. This is a lie right here. This 1000 is a lie. This 1000 here, Marvel Comics, is a lie and a terrible looking cover. This one isn't much better, honestly, the Wolverine one. This is a grift. This is just another grift. And then you're going to attach 1,100 variant covers to this. God, it just feels like it's so draining. Imagine being a comic shop owner, like a retailer, and just feeling like that sense of panic. Like, oh, God, they're going to make me spend $3 a piece.
How are comic shops surviving at this point?
Pop.
They're not.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know any, like EBS. Do you know any comic shop owners and
you have
what
to
they're
be
going
so
through?
smart. You have to be so smart. They're sitting there at this point. They're rising up and negotiating with the companies and saying things have to fucking change because, you know, you guys are like it's almost like they've been bullied for a decade now, and they're just standing up and saying, no more of this. You guys can't keep doing this. We're all going to have to shrink and tighten our belts in order to get healthy again, or what? Or are we just running this right into a wall?
Or remember,
doing it on purpose, just hiring incompetent people just to run it to get out of the diamond thing, have the shop shut down, and then just sell exclusively on a Disney website where it's mailed directly to you or through Amazon.
Yeah,
well, actually, in Austin, there's a good book, Austin Books, where they have a whole lot of toys, a whole lot of T-shirts, and a whole lot of kind of ancillary merchandise. So that the comics are really almost secondary, and it's become almost like the Toys R Us that we lost, you know? I mean, basically you can go and get every kind of action figure and model over there, and that's pretty much how they're surviving.
Yeah, I mean, Alan just commented, yeah, I'm aware that TBS is pretty much tabletop games, and a lot of these places moving to, you know, tabletop games and what Doomcock's talking about, because it doesn't appear they can survive on comics because nobody's buying the comics that these companies are putting out. It's unbelievable. But this has been awesome listening to EVS. I've learning a lot. So
I'm seething, Jeremy. I'm so angry as I talk about this.
I'm sad though.
Oh,
Like, this is what I wanted to do with my life. And then, honestly, a couple of years ago, 2014 hit, and you had all these really crappy books come out. And I went, what the hell would my life be if I focused solely on this? I'd have to deal with these people all the time.
you'd be me. You'd be me. This is what I decided I wanted to do this at the age of 12, and I devoted all my energy to getting here. And this is it. A bunch of radicals took over the business. They destroyed it. They gate kept people like me out of it. Despite 25 years of producing works that are considered classics, modern classics, and then they just ran it right into the wall. And so, I mean, the only thing, like, I talked to my wife about this. I'm like, I'm here for a reason. Like, I am here. I spent 25 years at DC Comics with my ears open and my mouth shut at just producing great work to learn about the business. And I am here to save comics. I mean, that might sound grandiose, but I'm doing everything that one person can do to try to preserve this art form. The industry is going to go. The way the industry is, it's going to go. But I'm going to find a way for people like you and me to continue doing comics and selling comics, because everyone likes comic books. You can sell a comic book to anyone. They want a fun story. They want 20 minutes of entertainment, and escapism. You can sell a beautiful comic book to anyone. You can't sell this. You just can't sell this. This isn't going to last. So, man, it just feels like my destiny. It feels like why I'm here,
I just keep looking up this stuff about Marvel Comics 1000 and some website called What Culture's bitching that there's only 9 women involved with the book. Like, that's what the first page is about. Like it says, there are 97 individual creators on the book and only 9 are women. That ratio is way off.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Why is that even a
man.
first page complaint?
Because women want this. Women they want control. They want control of the comic book industry. They want to invite all their friends in. They're okay with comics selling 5,000 copies. They don't care, dude.
They don't care about this stuff. They don't. Women only matter as a piece to their argument. That's it. That's absolutely it. They will sit there and this is why you never ever go down the identity politics rabbit hole. Don't ever do it. Don't ever bring unqualified women on your channel just to be like, oh, so people won't say rest. Fuck that. You do whatever you want. The women that are on Geeks and Gamers, the non-white males that are on Geeks and Gamers, aren't there because they fit a fucking quota. They're there because they're qualified and they're good at what they do. But the SJWs will sit there and look at Geeks and Gamers and goes, oh, it's an all white male racist, sexist organization, because they don't acknowledge anything. They don't acknowledge women. They don't acknowledge minorities unless they fit their argument, because that's all they are to these people. They don't really matter. So a site like What Culture, which I'm familiar with them because they've done a lot of wrestling articles, they will sit there and the first thing they want to do is look at the race and the gender so we can see if it fits our argument. If it doesn't fit our argument, we won't acknowledge it. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
I'm trying to find this tweet from Kelly Fitzpatrick, where she actually just said, look, and she wants people, she wants comic book creators to sign, or comic book companies and conventions to sign a pledge to have like at least 30% women.
God.
I think I found it.
Christ.
This is killer. She's blocked me on Twitter, of course. I've never even met this person, but wait a second. Let me see if I can get this.
I got something for your sports channel, Jeremy, since this topic. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On May 10th, he announced he wants to have at least roughly half of the referees in the NBA to be women.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Cecil. Thank you so much
That
for
was
that.
from, like 2 days ago. He made that. 4 days ago.
I will give you full credit. I mean, the video. We're just building that channel, so it may only get like 150 views. But I'm gonna clickbait the fuck out of that, and I'm gonna try to go. Adam Silver goes full SJW and see if I can get some traction. I will drop a link to Diversity and Cecil for you. Give you full credit for that.
Cecil. Subscribe to Diversity and Cecil, by the way.
Are you at 10K yet, buddy?
No, I'm at I don't know what I'm at. Hold on.
Where did that Brie Larson video of yours is it still moving or is it kind of stalling out?
It's stopped at.
Nice. Congrats.
425K?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I have 9,251 subs.
All right, we almost got 2,000 watching. I'm sure a lot of you are subscribed to Cecil, but we need to get Diversity and Cecil up to 10K, and we need to get Doomcock to 30.
We achieved the Black Angus reviews, so let's keep it rolling, folks.
Yep.
It's how the fandom menace grows. We support each other.
And shout out to Gary, who's absolutely killing it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Nerdrotic is on fire. And I will be on with him tomorrow. So he's killing it, man.
And don't forget, you'll be on with him, myself, and Bounding Into Comics on Thursday here on this channel at 9 p.m. So, folks, that's one you're not going to want to miss, because when Ethan talks about the comic book industry, and remember, you can say, well, there's just comic books. What are the most successful movies in the world adapted from?
Yeah,
comic books. What did you, if you're my age, I'm 30, what were the most popular TV shows, cartoon-wise, adapted from? You had X-Men, you had Spider-Man, you had Batman. Those were the 3 biggest shows in the early 90s, throughout most of the 90s. And then you had the movies come in the 2000s. So for a good chunk of almost everyone's life, superheroes have been hugely popular. They're always, bringing in big bucks, and they're the modern day myth. And it worked, the best when you had somebody like a Stan Lee or a Jack Kirby adapting these classic stories that appealed to men and women. When books were selling, 1 million copies, it wasn't just all guys that were buying it. So there were tons of people, like my mom. My mom is 60. She was reading Batman and all this shit back in the day. So, comic books appealed to everybody, but they've basically turned the audience into nothing.
Yeah. All right, let me show you this. This is outrageous. This is so cool. Well, it's not cool, but wait a second. How do I do this? Oh, okay. It isn't cool. It's the opposite of cool, but this is the situation. People say, why is the comic book industry dying? Like, why? Well, people just don't seem to be really concerned anymore about, let me see here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay. You guys are being patient with me, and I do appreciate it.
Man, you've been dropping some knowledge tonight. We appreciate it.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kelly Fitzpatrick. I don't know who this person is, but they've blocked me on Twitter, and that is just typical. The comics industry is broken. It is. I agree. Why? Gender inequality is a real problem. Do better, Marvel Comics. Gender inequality is the problem. Marvel Comics launched a list of all of the creative teams that they've got on all of their books. And what she did was she went through and crossed out all of the men and circled the women. Okay. So these are the...
What a waste of time.
She's very upset that there aren't enough women in comics. So hold on a second. All right. And they're very passionate about this. And what kills me about it is it's like, this is a serious, they're not grateful. She's not grateful that she's there. She's not grateful for her opportunity. Look, Chelsea Kane, by the way, the woman who created Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda t-shirt on the front cover of Mockingbird, who got fired by Marvel and all this stuff. I give up. She says, I feel this hard. And then this cuck right here goes, that's not, this guy bothers me on Twitter. He goes, that's actually pretty disgraceful. It's disgraceful that there are just not enough women doing these comics. This is not the problem. The comics are selling 5,000 copies. They're sub cancellation level. It doesn't matter who's doing them. Whoever is doing the comics that are beneath 5,000, they need to be fired. She says, it's actually even worse than I posted. I pulled what I can from online. Oh, it's terrible. This is listen,
I picture that guy in a bar with the two of them, the two women having the conversation, and he hears them and goes, actually, that's really disgraceful. And he drops a roofie in one of their drinks.
That's who male feminists are. That's what they do.
That's exactly what they are. Pro Jared.
With SJWs and third-base feminists. Pro Jared.
Oh my God, that's hard to watch.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't matter that the industry is dying. It only matters that everyone, that women get to be a part of it, I guess. That SJWs get to decide who gets to kill the industry. That's what matters. That's the conversation.
People have no perspective whatsoever. They have none.
It's hard to watch.
Is Pro Jared the guy who's doing a Netflix adaptation of Sailor Moon?
Oh, that picture. I wish that was the worst picture I saw of Pro Jared. Let's just say that. God damn it. Memeology 101.
I just wonder when the hell this is going to catch up to people and make them actually go out of business. I mean, don't people at all care about making money anymore, making a living?
I mean,
They don't have to.
yeah,
They don't have to.
They're too, because these people that are worried about, these people that are destroying businesses, they're so good at playing the victim to get money. They don't have to worry about actually building a business, you know.
Well,
Like,
then what they do is they do comic books. They waste time. They waste all their time doing horrible social justice warrior comics that don't earn money, while calling customers Nazis, and then they go to GoFundMe and say, "Please help me. I can't pay my rent." And so that is the time that they should be spending earning a living. They spend producing garbage that nobody wants, and then they go to GoFundMe and pass the savings on to you.
It's just the damnedest thing, because, righteous social indignation has no nutritional value. You can't actually eat it. You can't live on it. So eventually, isn't this thing going to all these franchises that are disappointing people, all these comics that are not selling, isn't there going to be a point where eventually it catches up to the owners and they go out of business?
Yes. But not for a while, because Disney and Warner Brothers, who are funding DC Comics and Marvel, just consider it to be an extension of R&D. It's a loss leader. It's not, it's like it doesn't really matter to them if they lose pennies. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to them. So they can continue to just funnel money down the drain on garbage until eventually.
Right. If somebody creates an IP just by chance during this and they make a hit movie out of it, it pays for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that'll happen though.
Well, Jeff in the chat says CNN is losing viewership, but they don't change the strategy. That's true. I mean, CNN's ratings are awful, and Fox News is through the roof, and CNN changes nothing. They just continue to lie and do the same nonsense that nobody cares about. It's just unbelievable. It really is.
So it's not about money, is it? It's about an agenda.
And it's un-American, because America is a capitalist society.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal. But it's where we're at.
I know. It's depressing, but at least people are aware of all this. It'd be worse if no one knew what was going on and just a few small people were the ones trying to bring awareness. But we got the fandom menace. We got hundreds of thousands of people that watch us now. Jeremy, you're at 150K, right?
Yep. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. But it does, I do want to make a point, and I know EVS told me to shut up last week. I'm still dealing with that. But no, in all seriousness, it does say a lot about somebody like EVS that's been doing this, who's well known in the industry, a titan in that industry who is speaking up against it. And I hope that would motivate other people in these industries to speak out. There are people in these industries right now that sit there and won't say a word because they're terrified to lose their livelihood. You know this, EVS. There are people that are scared to death to speak out. And it's good. It takes people with influence that have been in there, that knows how it works, that people will listen. That's why so many people listen to EVS. That's why ComicsGate is taking off, because so many people respect you, and it's going to take more people like that in these industries to get the balls to speak up. Don't sit on your hands. Don't sit there and be intimidated, because I can tell you firsthand, there are people that will support the fuck out of you if you speak out against this stuff. But there's just so many people that are scared to do it. And I understand that. I understand that position. I've been in that position, but now is not the time. You can make a massive difference. If I was still sitting there trying to run a politically correct brand like I tried to run Geeks and Gamers for so long, I would not be where I'm at today. I decided to speak out. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I found out really quick that the moment you start speaking out, the moment people will support you, because so many people are frustrated with this shit so much. And so anyway, I just wanted to make a point to say, if more people like EVS that are in these industries that have influence will start speaking out, that can really turn the tides.
I agree. Let's see. Let's get back on track. Wanderer says, people keep giving Far From... Oh, we already did that one. Sorry. To answer your question, though, I'm excited for Far From Home, and I'll look more into the multiverse thing. I got a Spider-Man video in production. Makini90 says, happy early birthday, Lord Doomcock. Did you guys see the lightsaber video from Michelle Krista Smith? She's a stunt expert and basically the real-life Mara Jade.
I think that's the chick that was going around on Twitter, where she's like a total badass with the lightsaber, and I think I did retweet it. If that's the person we're talking about, I think SC Reviews did an upload on it. That she is amazing.
Is she the one in the green pants that does like the flip or whatever?
I thought it was black pants, but yes, she does like a flip and she throws the lightsaber behind her and spins. I mean, she's amazing, incredible. And yet we've got Rey looking there like in Force Awakens, where she looks like she's holding a mop or something with the lightsaber when she fights Kylo. Like, what? You know, like, it's so stupid looking. Like this woman is amazing. And if we had something like that in Star Wars, someone that took command of that lightsaber and made it a badass, we wouldn't care if she's a woman. We wouldn't care. Wouldn't matter to us.
No, not at all. I mean, it's just the society we live in. Let's see. Non-Vitae Rex says, does Endgame Thanos double-bladed sword bug you guys at all? Seems unconventional, difficult to wield. Thanks, guys.
It looks cool.
It's a movie about Captain America fighting himself. So I'm not really worried about conventional weapons. It works for me.
I didn't like that I could cut through a shield.
Yeah.
I didn't like Thanos' weapon at all. I thought... So when I first saw Infinity War, I was like, oh man, Thanos doesn't wear his armor. That seems dumb. But then I watch a movie with him without the armor, and then he wears it, and I'm just like, I don't like him with the armor. So I was a fan of Thanos Infinity War, not Endgame.
I definitely liked him more in Infinity War than Endgame. But
he was awesome.
That's a whole different argument that I would bring into it then.
Yeah, we'll just talk one day about it for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Armchair Warlord says, at this rate, it'll be D&D writing and Ryan Johnson directing these. If you want something objectively better, check out The Maiden's War on Indiegogo.
I personally I'm at a point, I want this to happen now. I want this to happen.
Do we want to combine our efforts and make it happen? Like, please, Disney, let Ryan Johnson direct the Benioff and Weiss Star Wars.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna make an upload and I'm gonna be like, I am campaigning for Ryan Johnson to direct Benioff and Weiss. I will do an Indiegogo campaign to get Scott Stapp off the streets, drug free, so he can do the intro. Like, I really need this to happen. This is where I'm at with Star Wars.
No, I'm not. See, I haven't given up yet. I haven't given up. That's my problem.
You know, Jeremy, Scott Stapp only has a net worth of $600,000. So I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Holy crap! This is probably the most he's been mentioned in a decade on this live stream.
Well, if you can't afford to get him, you can get Wes Scantlin, the guy from Puddle of Mud. He's only worth $500K.
It wouldn't be as funny.
No,
it wouldn't be as funny. Maybe Fred Durst. Let me get Fred Durst.
God, can you just sing My Way or the Highway? I love that song.
I do love My Way because all I remember is the Rock Stone Cold video leading into WrestleMania.
Oh, dude, I watch that probably once a month.
So, I bet he's got money, that guy.
Fred Durst? Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
He was actually really smart. I'm not a fan of them, but he was really smart. What he did was he recorded one song and then he went to the K-Rock station in LA, I think, and he would buy commercial time and just play his song. And then what would happen is people would call the station and ask to hear the song again. So that was a real hustle he did. I thought that was awesome.
He's worth $20 million.
He would buy the airtime, like, he would, save the money up, do jobs, gigs, buy enough to play the full song, buy that commercial space, play it, and just hope that people would call in and request it.
Nice.
And it worked.
It did work. It clearly did.
Yeah, they were hugely popular. What was their first album, Significant Other? That was a multi-platinum album.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, folks. We're not going to get into Limp Bizkit. A lot of people hate them.
A lot of people.
634 Burning says, early B-Day Doomcock.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Simple Jeremy says, swig of Please Rewind on High Council for the Working Man.
Please Rewind. We've had him on before, a long time ago.
Alejandro Flores Ibarra says, R.I.P. James Charles, YouTube soy boy king. Good riddance.
That whole situation is insane.
Who is this?
I don't think he did anything wrong. What did he do wrong?
See, all right. I don't want to get too far into this. He was a makeup artist, and I guess he upset the person that kind of gave him his platform, which is this woman named Tati, and
She got jealous. That's
I watched PewDiePie's video, and PewDiePie did completely changed, or not even changed my mind, but gave me a complete perspective. PewDiePie is the only person that's actually speaking out against this woman, which was absolutely shows why he's the top guy. But she made a video, a 40-something minute video, I guess, talking about James Charles and about how he promoted another product that was kind of in competition of hers, and it hurt her feelings, and she was really upset. And then she starts going into this whole thing about how he has this thing where he's gay, but he tries to get with straight guys or whatever. And all the people that are turning on him now are all these SJWs, but all those people knew that he was doing that. There's video evidence of all of them joking with him about how he's a gay guy and he has a thing for straight guys. He tries to get straight guys he tries to turn them gay with his celebrity and influence, which is fine. I'm not saying I like that. What I'm saying,
I have gay friends who are not celebrities. They do that all the time. They do it on straight men.
That's fine. And they all had no problem with that. And it's all over the internet. Like, these people were joking with him about it. Now suddenly they're like, I can't deal with James Charles because he tried to use his celebrity to try and get with straight men. It's like, you knew this. You totally knew this. So my assumption, and again, as just somebody that's heard about it, it seems like he was backed by a massive SJW community. And this shows you right here how quickly they will turn on your ass. Over 3.5 million people have unsubbed to him in 3 days. That is how quickly they will jump ship on you. That's what it seems like to me.
Also, he's 19 years old. He's a kid.
And she's 37. And she put him on blast. Like, it's unreal, man. So again, when I watched PewDiePie's video, it was like, wow, he's the only person that's speaking out, because it's like an avalanche that this dude is facing. So it's interesting.
I didn't understand like what his crime was. It was like, oh, he's gay and he hits on straight guys, but he's famous, so he shouldn't do that. And I'm like, what?
There was like a dude that, like, a guy that was claiming he was straight, but you were in this dude's hotel room at 11 p.m. at night. But it's like, you're not straight. Like, like if you're James Charles's hotel room at 11 o'clock at night making out with him, you're not straight. I'm sorry. Like, the whole thing is so weird.
I don't get it. Like, they didn't say he was like raping or doing anything. Like, no, he was hitting on straight guys. It's like, yeah. So
yeah, I don't, I mean, I've been hit on by gay dudes, and I'll put them in check real quick. Yo, our ship's sailing different waters, bro. But I don't care if you're a celebrity. So like, if James Charles is hitting on guys that are straight and they're dealing with it and interacting back with him, what's he doing wrong?
Jeremy, your ships sail in different waters?
Absolutely.
Well, at least you're both sailors.
Anyway, moving on from this.
Hey, you asked.
Cecil
and I are on this. We seem to be on the same level on that, though.
CS says 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Game of Lames fails again. Yes.
Yeah, it's bad.
Captain Marvel fell again.
Did it?
Yep. Somebody sent me a screenshot in our Facebook group. So I think it fell. It's no longer certified fresh.
Oh,
really?
That's what that's what the screenshot.
I am going to make a video about that just so I can make another Captain Marvel video. 2 weeks ago, it was Jeremy, will you stop making Brie Larson videos? And so I've made like 5 Game of Thrones videos, and now they're like, Jeremy, will you please make a Brie Larson video? I'm tired of Game of Thrones.
Back to that. I'm going to make some Brie Larson videos.
I'm going to get canceled also.
We have Snowdub Music and Entertainment says, love all you guys. Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you, Snowdub Music and Entertainment.
We do so much. We do so much.
We appreciate it. Alpha Terranima says, any chance we'll see an official Cyberfrog and or Salamandroid figure down the line?
Yes.
Ooh, cool. Rookie Critic says, hey guys, I'm making a video about the good things the Fandom Menace has done, such as charities and projects, and addressing criticism towards us. Cool. Well, I will be checking that out, Rookie Critic. I hope you're on the Black Angus stream tomorrow night so we can talk in person. Proper Jenny says, oh, I don't think so at Proper Jenny. Oh, sorry. Proper Jeremy says, oh, I don't think so at Proper Jenny. Face, kiss, something square. So I guess he's back now?
What's that now? I wasn't paying attention.
It's just as proper Jeremy. I don't think so. At proper Jenny.
Wait,
So
hang on. Is it proper? Is his account proper Jeremy now?
Yes.
What the? I can't even keep up with that account anymore.
I can't either. I know I hung out with the dude. He was cool at Celebration. I just don't know what accounts what.
Yeah, he is cool. Oh, so maybe he's using another proper Jeremy account in the meantime.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming. I really don't know.
McLaren, what?
I'm sorry. I'm reading something. MRA dipshits cut a version of Endgame with no Brie Larson and no gay shit. They cut out every time there was a woman on the screen. They cut it out, and it's 46 minutes long now. Oh my god, there's a whole Reset Era thread about it. This is a video for me. This is hilarious.
Let's see. McLaren 9899 says, how do you guys feel about JJ consulting with George before writing 9? George also said he would have brought the Emperor back as well. Star Wars Theory had a great video on this.
I have no faith in anything that comes out of Lucasfilm. All I know is this. This is what I know. I know that Kathleen Kennedy had George Lucas's sequel trilogy, and they threw it away, and they moved in another direction. At that point, I don't care anymore. I just don't care.
Yeah, I have a similar sentiment. Now, with the Emperor coming back, I mean, what was it, Dark Empire, where Luke Skywalker fought the clone of the Emperor? That was cool. But here's the problem with all this shit. You waited too long to tell these stories. The actors are old. It's just not as exciting. If you would have done this in 1999, I think you could have had another 2 decades of these characters, possibly. But with them, coming back for one movie and they're just barely able to walk on set, you kill the cool factor, you kill these characters, and I don't care if, Luke Skywalker fights the Emperor anymore.
It's desperation at this point. It's them knowing that they've screwed up, and now that they're getting desperate because nobody cares about the characters you shoved in our faces. Nobody.
Mm-hmm. Nobody cares.
And we were never going to care in the long run. It's just, again, Cobra Kai. If you would have done it like that, you would have a multi-billion-dollar films.
Cobra Kai is good. Yeah, it's good.
Yep.
Let's see. Meganis says, "Have you reached out to Ideals of Fire and Ice? He's a blue-pilled YouTuber who has a pretty big angry voice on Game of Thrones."
Yeah, I mean, they talked to Mahler and I are going to do something soon, and somebody asked me if I've reached out to them, but I haven't yet. But we've got something pretty cool worked out for after the Game of Thrones series finale. I'll keep you guys updated.
Captain Liberator says, "Let us, the Fandom Menace, meet at the Disney Springs Cinema Complex to watch Plan 9 crash and burn." Where's that at? Down by you?
That's at Walt Disney World.
Okay.
I suggest going to the theater at Universal Orlando. That is an incredible complex. I, as a big Walt Disney World fan, I do not like Disney Springs. It doesn't work for me. That's the one thing on property I don't like. But I'm going to be going to Orlando soon to hang out with our boy Drunk 3PO. We're going to do a car video. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Let's see. Admiral Tiberius says, "Glory to the High Council and glory to the greatest guest presenter, Master Doomcock and Cecil. Good evening, you amazing people."
Good evening, sir.
It's a very kind super chat.
That is a very kind super chat.
This next one's very nice too. Geek Chorus says, 5 best channels on YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Very cool. Thank you.
Scott Eckert says, chopped pork. It's what's for dinner. Chaos 7 says, "I don't think Game of Thrones being SJW is the issue. The issue is that it sucks and the characters were destroyed."
100%.
That's it. It's not really SJW, it's just bad writing.
I would say bad writing is disrespectful to bad writing. It is something far worse than bad writing. God damn, really. It's so fucking bad. But yeah, my argument is not SJW. It's not.
Mr. Chuck Nasty says, "Round 2, fight." Samurai Vader says,
I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. Game of Thrones isn't bad because it's SJW. It's bad because it's garbage. That's gonna be my title right there.
I like it.
And so I can work the SJW into the title for algorithm, but I'm not going to talk about SJWs. Yes. Yes.
Samurai Vader says, Jeff, use a body slam on Cecil and tackle on Jeremy. I mean, I don't want to have to wrestle them, but I will if it's like, me or them. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. Star Wars for Life, Jeremy's Instagram fan, some stuff says, please smash the like button.
Smash the melee button.
Thank you very much, Star Wars for Life. Shout out to you. Swinging Cod says, sweet Christ, Jeremy, Cecil, stop. Not again.
Can you imagine if I could get Cecil on with me and Mauler, though? I mean, that would just be awesome. And I'll just sit back at that point. I'll just let Mauler and Cecil.
Jeremy, watch my 2 videos I put up today before you do your video. I go through how it's not SJW. But
Okay.
the one I did, I wrote, one of them is titled, John should have tapped that and did her hair to save more.
I'll definitely watch them. I retweeted the one you tagged me on Twitter. So,
Yeah, if he would have banged his aunt, I think she would have been in a better mood and a lot of people would have lived.
Never thought of it that way.
Think about it. She got rejected by her nephew and then burnt half the fucking city down.
He didn't kiss her good enough, and
He didn't
she
even
got
kiss her
mad.
at all.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if the Khaleesi wants to kiss you, and this
Always
is not
make love to your aunt. Always. If that's
That's
what she
right.
wants.
yeah,
If she has a dragon.
Yeah.
If she has a dragon.
not
Absolutely.
just for Jon Snow. I'm talking to anybody.
Otherwise, tell the old bag to fuck off.
Anybody listening in the chat, if Khaleesi wants to fuck you, do it. Like, that's it. And
I've got to say yes.
yeah,
Good enough for Aquaman.
You
It's
might
good
save a
enough.
life, or
He gets
1,000, or 1,000,000.
Let's see. Luke Skywalker says, first ever super chat here. Roll Tide, Jeremy. Feels screwed up. I'm way more amped for Dune 2020, Watchmen, and McFarlane's Spawn than I was for Game of Thrones Season 8 or Star Wars. Am I alone?
In
No,
Watchmen,
no.
fuck yes. Watchmen is going to be an abomination. Jesus Christ. Lindelof butchering Alan Moore's Watchmen. Gee, I am going to go savage on that shit.
Well,
I
Doomcock,
cannot stand it.
might be good. It's got Jeremy
No.
Irons and Don Johnson.
but the
No.
Watchmen story's over. They're not even adapting the book, right? Aren't they changing it?
They're just sponging off it. They're leeching off of it. They're just like they gave the hack that screwed Lost entirely. Just that 7-season con game that never had a story, never had an explanation. They gave that clown Watchmen.
We're going to
just
have to argue
be
on
a
that one, Doomcock.
disgrace.
We're going to have to argue on Lost one of these days.
Dude.
Can I be
We're
the
gonna have to-
moderator
we're gonna-
since I don't
we're
know
gonna-
anything?
We're going to have to argue
Lost.
on that one. Yeah.
Who likes Lost and who hates
I
Lost?
love Lost. It's my favorite show
fucking hate
ever.
Lost. I
Yeah.
hate
I
it.
love it too.
Wait, no, and look, I don't chat at this point. The show's so far removed. What do you think happens in the end, Doomcock?
They don't answer any questions, and everyone just has a goddamn little Hallmark moment. And
They
it was the
did
most
that.
important moment in
It was
their
all
lives.
answered. It was all answered. They lived their
No.
life. Everything they lived, everything that you saw happened. They lived their lives, and then they had the flash sideways where you saw them all not knowing each other, and the plane landed. That was all like a flash sideways. That was them like in the afterlife. Once they lived their lives, they all lived like when Jack died right there in the end. That actually happened. That was Jack's real life death. And then when they met, they did something that no show has ever done. They showed us every character that we ever knew. They showed us them in the afterlife. That's never happened in any show. Like, it's fantastic. Now, I did not understand the ending the first time I watched it. I didn't. But it all makes sense. Now, whether you like it or not is a whole different story, but it all makes sense.
I
It's
Why
like-
is
not
there
well-
a wheel in the center of the island that moves it? Why was it important for Walt to be raised in the right way? Why was Claire's baby significant? Why did the bird go hurley as it flew past? Why do they have to enter the numbers all the time? What were the fucking numbers?
Well, like also,
On
so
and
the
on,
Man in Black.
bullshit,
Yeah,
bullshit. They just stacked
Well,
on
it's
a
a sci-
whole bunch
it's
of
a science
bullshit
fiction show.
crap.
It's a science
not
fiction show.
science fiction if it has nothing to do with science and doesn't explain anything.
Yes, it does.
Then
Because
it's
like
just
the Man
science
in Black,
fantasy. It's science fantasy like Lost in Space.
you had Man in Black, and then you had Jacob, and that was the symbol of good and evil, right? And the Man in Black had to be
God,
the Man in Black. The Man in Black had to stay on the island, so he couldn't get off the island to spread evil throughout the world. That's what Jacob represented. Like, this is all explained. This is all explained. Now again,
There was evil already in the world, and why when Jack pulls the cork Does he like act all panicked? Wasn't that the plan for Jack to pull the cork? And he pulls the cork, and then he's like, "Oh God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Shit!" And he starts running. Where's he running?
Didn't say
What's he
shit.
gonna
It was
do?
on ABC. He didn't.
I mean, I'm still upset we didn't see. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything about Kate, but anyway, shout out to Kate. That's all I'll say. But anyway, the chat doesn't want to hear another argument. Doomcock and I, we need to do a live stream on that, because I don't defend the later seasons of Lost, because if it was well executed, I would have understood it the first time. So I get it. I get that there were problems in the execution of it, but to say that they didn't answer questions is just not. It's not factually correct.
True.
Now they didn't execute it. They didn't execute. They didn't execute properly, because again, when I watched it, I love seasons 1, 2, 3. And 4 is where it started going like, what the F is going on? You're not answering anything.
That's the guy who's doing Watchmen. Is that what this is?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Lindelof? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, Lindelof.
See, and Lindelof,
That worthless piece of shit.
and I know you don't like Lindelof because he was involved with JJ Trek also.
Oh yeah, all those fucking bad robot scumbags.
Oh,
Look, and I get it. Okay, and this is what I was telling all these Game of Thrones people out there that are so fucking butthurt because we're criticized. Do you know how much shit I catch for saying I like Lost? I get it. I know the Lost hate. Bring it. I'm Jon Snow right there. Okay, bring it. The battle is coming to me. I can hear. I've been listening to the fact that everybody in the world hates Lost. I get it. I totally understand where I'm at. I am here and I can take it.
Jeremy, don't let people lie to you. For at least 2 seasons, everybody loved that thing.
I'd say 3, and then after 3 is really when it fell off the map.
So maybe this guy give you two or three good seasons of Watchmen.
The story's over, Cecil.
Like, he doesn't start off on the bad foot. He'll start off strong. So cut him off after 2.
Well, I just want to answer Luke Skywalker and say McFarlane's Spawn interests me. So I like Todd McFarlane the older I get. Ethan, that's how Marvel can sell 1 million copies of a book. Hire him, pay him whatever he wants to draw 1 issue of Spider-Man. There you go. There's 1 million books.
yeah, that'll work.
He's like the only artist that could do it. Think honestly, Jim Lee could come back and do X-Men. Maybe that would do it too. But other than that, you're not going to see 1 million issues sold from a Marvel comic book. Not with modern day talent.
No, that's not going to work. Jeff, I got to run. Like I told you earlier, sorry, I got to get up at 6 in the morning, which is, unthinkable for me. So,
well, hang on, Duke. So we got you at 29,625 right now. So you're less than 400 from 30K. So if you guys are listening right now, I don't want to hold you up, Doom Cop. Let me do a screen share. You guys, OverlordDVD is his channel right there. So at 2965, Jeff has a link in the description. Go subscribe to Doomcock. Get him to 30K.
It's his birthday. Come on, guys.
Doomcock,
Do it for the cock.
that's right. Happy birthday, Doomcock. God damn it.
I have a question for you, Doomcock.
Yes, sir.
What is the connection between OverlordDVD and Doomcock? Like what?
Overlord Dictor Van Doomcock. Somebody pointed out to me the supreme stupidity of having a channel named Doomcock. And maybe that's why you're not getting subscriptions. And maybe that's why the algorithm is rejecting you, because, you have cock in your name. And,
name and they're doing good.
Yeah, well, I guess.
I do think that when people say because you're just identifiable as Doomcock, and so I think when people look for your channel, I think a lot of people won't find it or won't see it because they don't know it's OverlordDVD. So again, you're doing good now, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm saying I think that might have been the struggle for a while, where a lot of people heard your name, see your name, but didn't know how to find you.
It might have been, but I've noticed that even when I put my name now in the description of the video, it doesn't do as well. I don't know.
I did tell you about that, about the titles, I wouldn't put it in the title per se. But I don't think World Class has never really struggled with their name.
Nope. I even got approved by Google. I got the blue check mark.
Sweet.
Look at you. Official.
Well, maybe they know me now. At some point I might go ahead, but at this point it seems to be going okay.
Yeah, when I got my check mark, so if you want to change your name, try to decide before you would get to the 100K mark, because I believe if you change your name after you get verified, you have to go through the whole process all over again, if I'm not mistaken. So
that is correct.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. If you want to change it, do it well before you get to that point.
Thank you. Well, thank you for thinking I'll get to 100,000. That's a very nice.
You will.
Damn better. Well,
you will.
I'm sure of it.
All right,
Well,
man.
thank
All right,
you
dude,
guys.
well-
You have been awesome. It has been an honor and a privilege. Sorry, my internet cut out there for briefly and I disappeared, but I popped on when I rebooted the router. So anyway, good night, you guys. Jeremy, thank you, sir. And I guess we'll have to talk Lost someday.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
I haven't watched it since it, infuriated me to the point where I get violent at the very mention of it. And, so I to debate you, I'd probably have to actually rewatch the thing, which might kill me. So
I haven't. Well, it's not. It's luckily for you, it's not on Netflix anymore, so you probably won't get a chance to watch it. So
thank God. Actually, my dad found 3 season sets of Lost at the dumpster at his apartment building, and he gave them to me, not knowing. And I just laughed that they were in the dumpster and immediately tossed them in mine. So, yeah. All right, you guys.
Oh,
Good
man.
night. You can have
All right,
fun.
man.
See ya.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Lord
Let's see.
Doomcock, everyone. Lord
Hail
Doomcock.
Doomcock. Crimson Glory 287 says, I ain't pinning SJW on Game of Thrones. I can agree with Cecil on that. To me, Game of Thrones is fantasy as Big Bang Theory is to nerds and comedy. I love the fantasy genre and not just Lord of the Rings, and I just couldn't get into Game of Thrones. It's fun to see you guys rip into it, though.
yeah, I mean, again, I mean, I think that argument's probably out there because there's people that actually said Arya was a Mary Sue, which is the stupidest thing ever. But I'm just saying, I have never made that argument. I don't think Gary, Mahler, nobody's made the argument that overall, like that they're upset with Game of Thrones because of the SJW element. I did say in episode 3, I felt that was identity politics, and I have since multiple times retracted because they proved to me that they're just fucking idiots. There's nothing to do with identity politics.
6 turning 4. Do you guys have anything else you want to say? Because that was a pretty big super chat. I don't want to leave the guy hanging. I still need to watch damn Lord of the Rings. I keep hearing about it all the time.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
Watch. I'm going to watch it and become a huge convert and say, guys, it's the greatest thing ever. And then I want to talk about it. And everyone's like, yeah, welcome to fucking 2001. I'm like, sorry. 6 turning 4 burning says the Golden Company were a bunch of biatches.
Yeah.
I don't know the
That's
Golden
Game.
Company.
That's Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Yeah, they were getting lit on fire by a dragon. I mean, it's not much you can do.
Bizarro says, no, with the Cecil. Jeremy, Game of Thrones, it's tripe, it's shite. Now Star Wars will be worse because of D&D. I remember when people cheered and went to see movies just to see Star Wars trailers. Now it will be a football gangbang.
No,
I mean, I will say in defense of Cecil for once in my life. No, but I get
The
I get
next
his
one's
point.
not going to be in defense of Cecil.
I get it though. I mean, if D&D have some framework to work with, then some pre-existing framework, say like the Old Republic, there's a ton of source material out there that they can work within. I get where he's coming from because they have shown the ability to take someone else's work and make it come to life in a fantastic way.
52 hours of Game of Thrones that everybody considered great. They could do a couple of hours of Star Wars great.
I see your point. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Well, the next super chat comes from Clinton Ramsey. He says, here's $1.25 for each of you. Cecil and his horrible opinion don't exist to me.
Oh my god.
Sal,
I said the episode was bad, but I didn't say it angry enough. That's what, like, people are like, you didn't hate it enough.
Salvador, who will be joining us back on the channel in July, says Brienne put our cause. Jamie made her into a knight and blubbered when he left. Don't feel bad, Brienne. I knew girls in high school that put out for Applebee's. There are worse reasons.
God damn.
I mean, yeah. Like,
I'm sorry, just laughing at Applebee's.
think about that though. I mean, she's the biggest badass. She beat the Hound, and then all of a sudden she's blubbering. Please, Jamie, don't go. And he's like, no, you're no fucking Cersei.
Let's see. Micah D2 says, please mute Cecil.
Yeah.
Swinging Cod says, Keanu Reeves is the light and the way. John Wick will save entertainment. Get some prayers for my dad. He had heart surgery with complications.
Definitely.
That feels better.
Yeah, definitely. That's serious. Diversity in Comics Bear says, I can handle bad movies. I'm just sick of entertainers using their gigantic platforms to attack customers. You get paid the big bucks for a reason. Learn to take the good with the bad and be honorable.
That's it.
That was aimed right at Jeremy, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Be honorable, you son of a bitch.
And I haven't seen any of the Game of Thrones actors dissing the audience at all.
Nope.
If anything, they've been dissing the writers.
007 Cloud says, I disagree, Cecil. Last thing any franchise needs is more postmodern, nihilistic, I guess, fuckery. Stephen Fernald says, Watchmen series, thoughts? I'm against it.
It's going to suck.
I have not seen anything on it. I enjoyed Watchmen from Zack Snyder. I thought it was great, but you know, I haven't seen anything on this one, but I've heard people aren't really feeling it.
I know a lot of people didn't like them. I loved that movie. I thought it was great.
The movie's fine. I just think there's nothing else to adapt.
Well, it's the future. It's like what is it supposed to be, like 30 years after that or something?
Yeah, that's why I'm opposed to it.
It's just using that universe, and it's just a few of them are still alive. I think I saw what's his name, Osmosis
Jones.
That's what I was picturing Chris Rock in my head when I said it.
I used to watch that cartoon every day in school. Whatchamacallit?
Jeremy Irons is a serious actor. He's playing.
Look, the world is what they're pitching you, but I don't think the world's the most. I mean, the world's interesting enough, but I mean, to me, the characters and Rorschach and his never compromised in the face of Armageddon and all that stuff. To me, those characters are more interesting in how they respond to the world with no. What's the thing? Something act, not the Hays Code. That's real life. What do they sign in Watchmen where they can't be superheroes anymore?
The mask. What the hell was it called?
It's some type of act. I can't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that was interesting. Like, I mean, you're building off of Rorschach's journal from 1985, and it's modern day. It's like, okay, I don't know. I'm not interested.
I just want to point out that Jeremy Irons is only available because apparently he wasn't needed for Scar in The Lion King, which makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, he's not playing Alfred anymore either, so
yeah. Well, but this is literally a carbon copy of The Lion King.
Oh, I know. And why do people keep calling it live action when it's just CGI?
The Keen Act, the chat is saying. Keen Act.
Okay, thanks, folks.
The Pro-Jared Act.
The what?
The Pro-Jared Act.
Oh, not on this channel.
God.
Tito Jorge says a female Brie Larson will sit on the Iron Throne.
Sure. No
Mexi Man and Cheese says BuzzFeed obese white male cuts effigy of black man.
What?
That says BuzzFeed : obese white male cuts effigy of black man.
I mean, I could see BuzzFeed making a title like that, but I don't understand what's in reference to.
I don't either. I'm sorry, Mexi Man and Cheese.
Oh, wait a minute. I know what he's talking about. It's dissing Ethan because he was cutting up.
Oh, shit.
Why am I getting dissed?
White man cuts up.
Oh.
Geek Talk Society says director Ryan Johnson writes DB and Benehoff lead character Brie Larson. Oh, the horror. Stand strong, fellow ministers. I think I'm having a nightmare. Oh man, I want that to happen. Brie Larson with her purple lightsaber, directed by Ryan Johnson, written by Benioff and Weiss. Right,
she's in our life. She's going to be in everything now. She's just going to be everywhere. I know.
She's the next. What is it? Idris Elba. He was in everything for a while.
She wants to be Samus from Metroid. Apparently, I need to do a video on that, which would be I mean, I can't even. No, I don't even.
Let's not.
Yeah, I mean,
let Nintendo make a good Metroid game again.
If there's ever been a role that she has no business being involved in, it's being Samus.
Let's be fair, Jeremy. Samus doesn't talk, so
that's true. But still, just the thought of her even being Samus.
It would be like mocap by Brie Larson. That's it. Remember, she does all of her own stunts. She pushes Jeeps and shit up mountains.
I mean, if you want to talk about one of the great characters, I don't even want to say female character. She's one of the great characters. Samus is just incredible, man.
It's my go-to in Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Cecil, do you want to make a point?
No, I was just happy somebody called me a high functioning alcoholic in the chat.
It's true. Basil says, so isn't the whole point of Game of Thrones isn't the whole point of Game of Thrones that anyone can die and you get twists completely unexpected? Isn't that the whole premise of that show? So why are people so salty about it? You got what you wanted.
Exactly.
That's not really like it's about the payoff of the development of the storyline that has been carrying us here, and they've all been abandoned.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm hearing is, wow, the characters I wanted didn't do what I wanted.
No, the characters didn't do what the storytelling gave us the indication they would be doing. I mean, Jaime Lannister literally became the same exact person he was in episode 1. After all of that arc, after all of that evolution, after all of that development, he's literally the same exact guy he was in episode 1. That is horrible on so many levels.
Listen, think of it, Jeremy. He realized he never changed, that he was just faking it. He never changed, and that realization hit him like a ton of bricks.
No. How many times did we think Cersei was actually like? I mean, he didn't know what Cersei was going through. He didn't know what she was going through. He never did. He was on his own journey. He was redeeming his character, and suddenly, like, it's terrible. It would have been one of the great characters in television history, and it's all been abandoned for the sake of them not knowing how to finish this amazing arc that he was on.
I just saw something like, God, I hate Cecil.
Somebody said, well, now that I think they're lumping both of us in. So just, they're like, you know what?
By the way, my joke went right over your head. I'm like, I said, he realized that he was faking it, going through the motions, and he realized he was a bad guy all of the time. And that realization hit him like a ton of bricks.
I did miss that one.
He just responded to it like,
well, it was a valid point you were making in terms of your argument. So that's why I had to challenge it.
He realized that he was beyond redemption. And I think that Brienne was so bad in bed that it sent him back. No, seriously, think about it. Like,
if you know what? You're on now. Cecil and I are finally, because if he was banging Daenerys, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been like, "Yo, I gotta go."
Exactly. He's like, "What have I done?" Like, he didn't regret throwing Bran out the window. He didn't regret murdering his cousin. He didn't regret anything. All of a sudden, he's looking at this like 7-foot-long pasty white doughy chick, and he's like, "What have I fucking done? What have I done?"
Ethan, do these names mean anything to you?
Yeah, because I watched the first like 5 seasons, but I checked it out. Yeah.
Oh god,
is Cersei the one with the bad haircut?
Cersei's the
in the end, she is. Yes.
Oh, they shaved her head. That was the other thing. That's why. That's in my video too. That's why Daenerys went crazy. She chopped off the head of the woman that does her hair, and on top of it, the insult is Cersei's got a little pixie cut. You know what I mean? It's like, this bitch just killed my hairdresser. She's got a stupid Sandy Duncan haircut. It took me 4 hours to braid my hair every day, and you just killed the chick that does it.
Oh god damn!
Burning the whole fucking city.
Stone Cold Jeremy says, "Thank you, EVS," with 5 flex emojis.
Nice.
All right, you're welcome.
Keith Hauser says, "Disney is already using Tony Stark nostalgia to get us to see Spider-Man." Wow, those letters don't make sense. THTA, the Ted, the whatever, the thumbable. You know who you are. Says, "Hey, is this like the dark web? Can we bid on Rose Tico's fate? Is $5 enough to see Rose Tico dropped into a food processor or melted in a microwave?"
Yes.
You've got to get one of those little flamethrower things.
Yeah.
I'd buy a blowtorch for Rose Tico. Should I go film that at my friend's house? He's got a good backyard.
No, he doesn't need a blowtorch. He needs, like, they actually sell like mini flamethrowers.
Well, Cecil sent me the link.
Yeah.
Comrade Commodore says, "Late but made it. Listening tomorrow. Thanks for the content, homies. Flex emoji / Brady wears Aaron Rodgers pajamas to bed."
Oh, he's loving my Sports Wars content. So
the Fandom Menace says, "Don't forget to check the channel for stream highlights."
I thank you for stream highlights. You're doing a great job over there. I think you just had a video, like, It was a clip of Anna. I think it hit like 300 views, which is pretty cool. So good job on that. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you promoting us.
Nova Zero says, I came out of 7 triggered. I was pissed. Mouth breathing and everything. Guess when I said I'm tired of this, that's Star Wars fatigue, right?
Yeah, really.
Dude,
It's bad Star Wars fatigue is what it is.
Yeah, I watched. I pretty much watched the Battle of Yavin once or twice a week just for the hell of it, and I always remember I do like Star Wars. 007 Cloud says, I laughed when Johnny Lawrence discovered Tumblr.
Dude, that stuff when he discovered the internet was hilarious. So
I need to see that season 2 so bad. Season 1. I almost want to get Google or YouTube Red, but no. Let's see. Go ahead, Cecil.
You could write it off on your taxes. It's part of your expense for your show.
That's true. Okay, I guess I got to get it now. Pop Culture PB says, best High Council highlights are at Pop Culture PB. There we go.
Competing highlight shows. Love it.
Zayer says, still waiting for an all-alien Star Wars movie. Ithorians, a Star Wars story. Oh, I think I know who this is now. Okay. No, the Ithorian talk. I remember that guy. 007 Cloud says, D&D means Dumb and Dumber.
Anomaly Inc.'s got that one down right now. His videos are killing it.
Van Slattery says, just graduated from college last week and I continue my celebration with the High Council and Cecil, and hail Doomcock. I bring you the finest steeds Kentucky has to offer for your upcoming conquest. Well, Van Slattery, congratulations. I know college wasn't, school-wise hard, just, to pay off, or not pay off, but to pay that shit was a struggle. So congratulations. College was a lot of fun though too. And, I'm close to Kentucky, so shout out to you. Death Ray Bargain Bin says, Disney Star Wars is a shit show.
That's an understatement.
John Tennant says, all the good writers for Old Republic, BioWare, were pushed out by SJWs years ago, led to Mass Effect 3.
One of the all-time bad endings in video games.
Was that the one that had like the broken face graphics where they all looked real wonky?
I think you're probably talking about, and I never played Mass Effect. But I'm very familiar with the ending. But I think you're talking about Andromeda, if I'm not mistaken. Mass Effect Andromeda, which is but it's part of the Mass Effect franchise. If that's what you're explaining to me, but again, I've never played them. But I'm very aware of the
person to
anger.
Explain video games too.
Yeah, I'm very aware of the anger that followed. Yeah, people in the chat are saying that was Andromeda.
Okay, sorry, folks. Diversity and Comics Bear says, I don't, but the 4'7", or sorry, I'm just reading it wrong. I don't, but the 4 through 7 good seasons argument. Top tier entertainment needs to be good through and through. That's what elevates it. No cop outs. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead says, I can imagine Mark Hamill and a bunch of Game of Thrones actors sitting at a bar talking about how the writers did them wrong. What do you think?
I talked about this the other day where somebody asked Mark if he talks to George Lucas, and he says, yeah, I talk to him every now and then, don't try not to bother him that much. And then somebody below says, yeah, I can imagine Mark and George talking about how shitty Disney Star Wars trilogy is on the phone. So yeah, I can totally see that happening.
Jonathan Hurst says, Cecil, whatever happened to the guy with the comic character named Buick Starpoon and Sloppy? Have him on your channel again. Happy birthday, Doomcock.
His name is Chris Williams. I will have him on again.
Albino Thunderbun. Albino Thunderbun says, drinking bullet on the rocks. Cheers, Cecil.
Cheers.
I love that name, Albino Thunderbuns. I want to make a fake wrestler called Albino Thunderbuns.
That would work.
It'll be like a white Nia Jax. Nicholas Glenn says, hail Doomcock and the High Council. Game of Thrones ending sucks.
Sad but true.
Nah, they'll gonna turn it around next episode. Guaranteed. Everybody's gonna be eating crow.
Snowtep says, y'all spoiling Game of Thrones. I'm gonna just pass this tonight. Thanks, though.
We haven't spoiled it. I mean, we spoiled what's happened up to this point, but
I can't spoil Game of Thrones because I can't tell you what the fuck happens in the show. I'm like the last person that could spoil it. Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy says, Jeremy, when are we going to see you on Doomcock's channel? I guess what that means.
Yeah, I need to get with him at some point. So it will happen. Like I told him when he came on my live stream last time, just harass me and just stay on me about it because I always have so many things going on, especially now with me running Sports Wars, our sports channels. I have so little time for anything.
Yeah, believe me, it's the channels grow and then all of a sudden the days don't. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just like right now with Geeks and Gamers. I mean, I don't know where. Like, this is why I've dialed back social media because I just don't have time. I don't have time to fight with these assholes on Twitter anymore. And with Sports Wars, I mean, I'm getting. It's not even monetized yet, so I'm trying to get Sports Wars to the point of monetization, and then work towards really building that. Because honestly, I think it makes Sports Wars bigger than Geeks and Gamers. I really do. So.
Let's see. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead says, Dan and Dave might tell us how some characters forgot they had the Force or forgot about certain Star Destroyers in their new trilogy.
Say that one more time.
Dan and Dave might tell us how some characters forgot they had the Force or forgot about certain Star Destroyers in their new trilogy.
Oh my God. I don't know.
People all the time.
I have no faith. I have no faith in anything they're going to do. That's why I want EVS's favorite person to direct their stories.
A couple of weeks ago, I forgot where I parked my car. It probably saved my life.
Mike D2 says, to help Jeremy heal with mothers, he's right, though. Mothers was in quotation. I don't understand that reference.
To help Jeremy deal with mothers?
Heal with mothers.
Heal with mothers?
Yeah. He's right, though.
All right. As long as I'm right, I'm good.
Rocket Ship says, EVS, will you... Rocket Ship says, did you guys hear about Disney taking control of Hulu? Yes, I did. I have a video in production about it. I don't know much about Hulu. I think I've tried a free Hulu like a couple years ago, and I hated it. I didn't like the infrastructure or anything. I've had it for years. The interface is kind of shitty, but I use it because I like to have the access to shows the next morning. And when you have a couple streaming services, movies never really leave streaming. They just go between, they juggle. 1 week or 1 month they're on Netflix and they're on Hulu, so you can catch Wayne's World all the time or something like that. Plus, I'm just one of those people, I just keep them all because my mom watches like House Hunters and stupid shit, Tiny House. So now that Disney owns it, remember, folks, I did say the only way I would have Disney Plus is if it got integrated into Hulu. So I'm sticking with Hulu for now. I've liked it the whole time.
So you would recommend Hulu?
I like it because there's just so much on there that I do like.
Oh, Noir24 says Home Improvements on Hulu. Home Improvements on Hulu. I am sold.
I watched every episode last year when we had all that solo stuff go on. I would stay up, make videos all night, then I'd lay on the floor and watch Home Improvement until I went to bed.
I am effing sold right now. I'm ordering it as soon as this ends.
Every episode, dude. They also have. Is Tim Allen your favorite TV dad?
Yes, he's the best. I love Tim Allen. I can watch anything with Tim Allen. Tim Allen is so relatable. He's so relatable. He's that guy. I love Tim Allen.
I'm a fan.
Yep.
Turd Burglar sent in 2 super chats in a row. Thank you twice. He says, EVS, will you ever see Endgame? Any updates on Cyberfrog?
Cyberfrog will be done probably tomorrow. And will I see Endgame? I don't know. I guess so. I don't care.
Turd Burglar also says it will take you 12 hours to binge Lord of the Rings, Jeff. Well, that's a commitment I'm willing to make for all of you out there.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to hear your opinion on it. I mean, it really is, man. It is the pinnacle of filmmaking. It really is.
Lord of the Rings is really?
Yep.
All right.
It is incredible, especially the extended versions.
Yeah, you have to watch the extended versions. I mean, it is just settle in and enjoy.
Yeah. Well, I finally just watched them because I've never really. I don't like extended anything. Like I don't like the extended Watchmen director's cut. I don't like the Batman vs Superman DLC. I like when I see something in the theater. That's the version I want to see. But I've recently watched the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. My God, they're incredible. So
hell to the yeah.
Degas Rune says ING game. Highlander the Johnsoning, destroying franchises one film at a time. Demogenai says, just wanted to thank all you guys for the help with my cousin's GoFundMe. The goal was reached. She sends her appreciation. It's still open if you feel giving. Orbital 1970 Goat says, from Taco Bell, your Mega Supreme Burrito.
I like it.
Have you ever had Del Taco?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if
Way back in the day though. It's been a long time since I had Del Taco. I don't think there's one in this area.
The last one I went to was in Florida. That's why I asked.
I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I even saw a Del Taco. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just we're talking like 10 years ago was the last time I had Del Taco. It doesn't stand out to me that there are any in my area, but it might be wrong. But Taco Bells are everywhere. So.
Oh yeah, I live by 3 of them, and I rarely go there. Let's see, where were we at? Scott Eckert says, Dunkirking. William Shatner retired from Star Trek. That's amazing. I'm taking a screenshot of that one. That's actually legit. There you go, Scott. Boom. Love it. Echo Base Network says, comics will burn itself to the ground before it goes back to the Bronze Age or before. Do you guys see any chance of the comic industry correcting itself?
It's an EBS question.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's too late, and I think they, I don't know. Everybody would have to be fired.
That's the only way. If somebody came in from the top and just looked at the numbers and was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" and literally fired everyone, is the only way, because they're just doing shit out of spite right now. I mean, that whole like Captain Britain thing was just out of spite. That's just a fuck you to the audience.
I almost wish, like, what was it? Ike Perlmutter was the guy that was really doing a lot of stuff for a while.
Yeah.
I kind of wish you had somebody like some corporate exec go, like, I don't know, somebody like you, Ethan, who liked comics and then, but maybe moved into a different career, and they come in and like, what is this shit? Like a Jim Shooter type of thing. And they just kind of, correct the course. Because a lot of people dislike him. I obviously don't know him personally, but like Marvel in the 80s was really solid. So,
oh, hell, I would clean house, dude. Oh my God, get me in there. I would clean house, fire everyone.
And I'd get some really good older artists that aren't necessarily working all the time, but still got it to do like other books that, maybe you get your superstars like a Steve McNiven or something on a Spider-Man, but then you get like an Alex Savick to come in and do a secondary Spider-Man title. Just these like names that are consistent and, produce good books every month. Mm-hmm. I feel like it would be easier to run a comic book company than some people think. You know about that. Stone Cold Jeremy says, well, most of Kevin Smith is stoned, so... That's true.
That is true.
Yeah, but now how is he getting stoned now? He lost 100 pounds. You got to stop smoking weed because that's like the main side effect is getting hungry.
Well, he drinks, I don't know, healthy stuff. Let's see. Basil says, hail doom fleshy appendage. Jason Green has a question for me. He says, hey, Jeff, when is the P.O. Box opening video? Got some more things to send to Cecil and Jeremy when the finances get better. Well, Jason, I have your giant package that you sent me. I'm in a weird place. Like I told on the show last week, I have my Jeep getting new brakes, so some of the stuff is in that car. So either I'm going to film it over the weekend and it's going to be out of order, or I might wait to get it all back. But my point is, yours is here, so maybe I'll just do it. I'll do it. I'll commit on the weekend. I'll get the area cleaned. I have honestly close to 70 packages to open up. It's not funny.
I need to start. I guess I need to start promoting mine more. If people people are like, when's the next unboxing? I've only got 3 or 4 packages, right? I don't promote it. I need to start putting in I guess at the end of my video or whatever. I guess I don't know. I mean, I'm not. You guys keep asking when's my next unboxing video, but I really don't have a whole lot to unbox. That's all I'm saying. So if you want me to unbox stuff, I got to have stuff. So, but I'm good either way. I guess I'll start promoting it more.
Well, I got this one guy, Salvador, who sends a box. He gets his own video because it's you can't do his plus everybody else's in one single video. I get so much shit. I'm running out of space, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's pretty damn cool.
I mean, I do a bad job of promoting. I need to start promoting our merch store. I need to get some of those in title cards like EVS, has for Cyber or for his shirts and everything. I need to start getting some of those together and putting those on the end of some of my videos. I'd never do any promoting. I need to start getting better about that.
I got a box with a used filthy Halloween costume and hemorrhoid suppositories last week.
That's horrible.
Might be helpful. You don't know.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how it was intended. I mean,
But there was also 3 bags of Raisinets, which I didn't eat, but there was 2 mini bottles of bourbon, which I did drink.
Mm.
I was like, I'm not going to eat something from this box. It was so filthy, and it was rubber gloves in it too. But I did drink the booze because it cracked when I turned it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Demogenize says Captain Britain is also Psylocke's brother.
That's true.
I forgot about that.
Betsy Braddock.
Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pop says, just joined. What's the big announcement? Pop gay. Well, Logan Michael from 90 minutes ago. The announcement is Thursday night. Jeremy, myself, and Nerdrotic will be having a live stream with Bounding Into Comics. So, as we know, Bounding Into Comics went through some shit, and now we're going to have them on the channel, and we're going to be discussing all sorts of things. So, that's going to be a lot of fun.
I wasn't invited. I wasn't.
That's not true. You were invited.
You were earlier.
I invited Doomcock. I said, if you guys are available, I'd love to have you on as well.
I'll come.
Okay, then you're going to be here too.
Nice.
There you go. And Gary from Nerdrotic.
So it's
Are
going
you just inviting me because you feel sorry for me? I mean,
you can tell yourself that, but I did say you're more than welcome to join. Put it like this: it's going to be like a secondary high council, but with an incredible guest that we never knew we were going to have.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a couple questions, but you guys will be here too, so I don't have to do too much preparation. We got a lot to talk about. So, Logan Michael, that's what you missed. Caleb the Alien says, on last week's podcast, you spoke of your disdain for Spider-Man 3. I strongly recommend checking out the video essay by Like Stories of Old titled The Unexplored Depths of Spider-Man 3, Facing the Dragon of Grandiosity. Well, that is a screenshot because I'm going to watch that. I have to do Good Morning Pop Culture, but I'm going to watch it as soon as possible. Here's my thing about Spider-Man 3, Caleb the Alien. I don't hate the movie. Spider-Man 1's great, Spider-Man 2's greater, and then 3 is a disappointment. But the first part is really awesome. Once you get to Peter getting the symbiote and Harry getting his memory back, the movie kind of takes a turn for the worse. Now, I'm going to watch your video, and I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to talk to you next week. You can ask me the question, and we'll go into this again. But I will gladly watch that video because to me, Spider-Man 3 is the biggest missed opportunity. And if you gave me some magical power to say what movie would you fix, it would be Spider-Man 3 because then there could have been 4, 5, 6. And I've said this multiple times. The only way to make the first Avengers better is if you had like a Spider-Man cameo and it's the old one, not the kid. So that's Kalen the Alien. I will watch that video, but thank you. Echo Base Network says, EVS, did you have any comic book shops back and order multiple copies to resell in their stores, or is Cyberfrog not allowed to be resold in retail stores? Same to you, Jeff.
Yeah, I've had a few. No, they're you can do whatever you want. People want to order a bunch of copies. I did make a retailer bulk pack incentive thing, and yeah, a couple of retailers bought them.
For me, with my comic, my local store wanted to get it in, but I just here's the thing. When I sold the book, the channel was almost half the size it is now. So, I don't think a lot of people were aware of a lot of it, but everyone that backed is excited. So you never know what the future holds. Put it like this. Not only could there be more from that, there's another story in the process. So once I figure out, well, I have figured it out, but once I streamline the process, you'll hear more, or you'll see more from me. Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pop says, I picked up the Star Wars Retro Collection the other day, and they are really cool. They need to make the prequel characters in the retro style as well. Logan Michael, I looked at my local Target for those today, and I did not find them. So that's what I'm on the lookout for right now. Mopar Club Cab says, the only place I buy comics is at my local tabletop shop. I hate my local comic book store. I'm banned anyway for not being inclusionary. No joke. Well, then your store doesn't need your money.
Mm-hmm.
Mark C., thank you very much. Hail, Lord Doomcock. Saggy Bones says, with the comic industry collapsing, thank you, Jeff and Ethan, for making quality products like Stealing Solo and Cyberfrog.
Absolutely.
Thank you for backing the projects. It makes me feel good. Since we've had the last High Council, I've done 3 more pages, so I'm getting close to the end, guys. Demogeni says, great show, guys. Also, check out my live stream with Proper Jeremy and I. We talked about Game of Thrones and just had a great overall discussion. Good times. We will, Demogeni. And remember, folks, that channel spelled DMAJINI. Crossbreed Azure says, did you skip my super chat because of Game of Thrones leaks? If so, I understand. I just read at the end. If you can go. Sorry. I just read it at the end, if you can. Game of Thrones episode 5, 47, 49. Two guys casually on fire. LOL. Did I not read Crossbreed Sure Super Chat? I was positive I read that not too long ago because I don't know what a Game of Thrones spoiler would be.
It's true.
So I'm almost positive I read it. I know we're really behind. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm almost positive I didn't skip. If I did, just resend the message and tag me, and I'll read whatever you send me. Crossbreed Sure. John Whalen says, Cecil, do a movie review of Spanking the Monkey.
Oh, that movie. Yeah, that was a kid that effed his mom.
That's true.
The kid from Lost.
Mark, I don't even know if I want to hear any more about that.
Yeah.
Mark C says, swig of Japanese whiskey for the real working man. Dave Bob says, no Buhine Brie Doomcock knows, LOL. Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, any chance World Class Bullshitters runs into Cyberfrog in a crossover? Never know. Mm-hmm. The idea has now been put in my brain. So TLJ Screwjob, if it ever happens, free book for you. Red Monarch says, hail the High Council and the Fandom Menace family. Happy birthday to my Lord Doomcock, Basil. And then face, and then some icons. Sorry. One looks like a fart. Fix Clary says, happy birthday, Lord Doomcock, and great discussion, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Demented for Fun, that's a cool screen name, says, can you guys take a look at Shinobi Sasquatch on Indiegogo? Amazing looking comic that could use some love. Yeah. So folks, you want to check out, what is it? Shinobi Sasquatch on Indiegogo. Ethan, have you heard about this one?
Yeah, no, it really is a legit good looking book. I'm going to see if I like this guy. I got to find out if I like him personally so he can hang it on my channel. Because he's very talented. So I'm going to have him on.
Yeah, the artwork looks great. It almost reminds me of Richard Corbin.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kicking ass too. So I think I'm going to get a copy of this. Let me take a screenshot of that. Well, there you go, Demented for Fun. You just sold another copy. Donut Swan says, the new Captain Britain is an ISIS bride who returns for Regina to punch Nigel Farage and force a revote on Brexit. She also looks like a lot like Dust. Is that real? I mean, I'm sure that's a joke. I know these names, but I don't know any of the UK politics right now. Jeff Myers says, Comicsgate is ushering a new way of publishing. Lovecraft, Howard Burroughs, etc. were published monthly, but inspired generations of writers who are published per individual piece of work. By the way, Jeff Myers, I really like your icon of Stimpy. Ken G says, curious if any of you have seen the secret archives of The Dragon Demands. He is a part of the Game of Thrones Wikia page and has waged a private war against David Benioff for the past couple of years. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
It's called The Dragon Demands. So, folks, if you want to hear about a man who waged a personal war with one of the creators, well, not the creators, but one of the showrunners,
yeah,
there you go. John Tennant says, The Force Awakens and Interstellar prove Jeremy is lost.
We all have unpopular opinions.
Bizarro says, Jeremy sounds like an X-Lax S show.
Damn.
Oh, getting eaten up.
Is this what it's like to be Cecil?
Yeah.
Can I do my Dark Knight Rises? So that's what that feels like.
No, but you have to do it sober.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Echo Base Network says, did you guys see Halle Berry's John Wick 3 training video? Now, there is a strong female character. Can't wait for this movie this weekend.
It was awesome. It's all over Twitter. It's awesome. Yeah. I
will see John Wick probably, I don't have time this weekend. Fuck. Maybe next Monday. I'll put it like this. I collect these things called Mezco 1/12. They're like high-end little action figures. They have a John Wick that I have to like get in line to pre-order. So I'm that excited about John Wick. That is
John Wick on a motorcycle with a samurai sword.
I wish it was that cool, but he does come with his dog. So where are we at to let's see, Red Kenji, Johnson, Bizarro. Okay. Mako Rex says, could have done the sequel trilogy with the Yuzon Vong versus the bad guys and the New Republic. Empire, Jedi, and Sith are forced to become allies with their annihilation at hand. That's a cool concept. What do you guys think?
I didn't even hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Jeremy's sleeping.
Yeah, he's got the
I'm not. I'm actually on Social Blade right now. But anyway, what now?
It said Mako Rex says could have done the sequel trilogy with the Yuzon Vong as the bad guys, and the New Republic, Empire, and Jedi and Sith are forced to become allies with their annihilation at hand.
I mean, there's anything that they did the sequel trilogy would have been better than what we got. I mean, any scenario you put out there, I'm gonna say it's gonna be better. I mean, ultimately, I don't like the fact that we moved away from the basic premise of Star Wars and what we've come to know and expect and love over the course of time. I don't like the fact that we renamed, the Empire to the First Order. I don't understand that. It makes no sense. I don't understand when we moved away from, everything is better than what we got, unfortunately. Everything.
And
like
also,
Cecil singing for 2.5 hours is better.
At this point, why wouldn't every space battle just have a bunch of small shuttle craft and then have them go into like light speed into the bigger ships?
I mean, that's a valid point because it was so dumb in The Last Jedi. Why not do it for ever?
Well, that's it. It was very effective. So just take a couple small shuttlecraft and light speed them right into big ships and blow them up.
Just send droids to pilot the ships.
Yeah,
you don't even need a human army anymore.
How can you do a bombing mission with no gravity?
I had a debate. The one debate I ever had was with this guy on a channel called Writer Junkie, where I debated The Last Jedi, and that was one of the arguments we had. I don't remember exactly what I said, but if you want to hear it, folks, just type in like Star Wars debate world class bullshitters, and it should pop up. And it's like a 2-hour debate. It's older, but it still checks out. I think you guys will like it. And I cover that topic.
Well, it ultimately comes down to why do you make a sequel trilogy without focusing on Luke Skywalker?
Or why couldn't you at least let him be Luke Skywalker? You ruined him.
Yeah. And again, you can go back to when Michael Arndt, who was writing the script at first, he was told directly from Lucasfilm, from Kathleen Kennedy, that he was putting too much focus on the original trilogy characters. And that Luke, specifically something he's quoted saying that they told him Luke Skywalker is taking too much attention away from the new characters. Get fucked. Seriously. Are you seriously? That of course he's Luke Skywalker. Of course they're taking the attention. Of course he's taking the attention because he's Luke Skywalker. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of everything about the sequel trilogies. Unbelievable.
There's a great meme about that where it's Luke looking at Darth Vader going, I still see the good in you. I'm not giving up on you. And he just blew up a planet, with billions of people. And then it shows The Last Jedi, and it's like him swinging a lightsaber at Kylo, going, "You had a bad dream."
That's the inconsistency that I hate.
Like, wait a minute, you were willing to find the good in a guy who just murdered billions of people, and it's like, no, I'm gonna murder my nephew for having bad dreams.
The Manchester 987 says, "Hail the High Council. The media is causing the madness to set in. So for all of you, I share a riddle to be solved. I was carried into a dark room and set on fire. I wept, I cried, and then my head was cut off. What am I?"
A candle.
Well, you didn't let me answer.
Is that what you were going to guess or say?
Yeah.
There you go.
When do we get confirmation?
Anytime someone throws a riddle, I think of that scene from Batman Forever when the Riddler riddle with the tongue. I love that. I do like that movie a lot.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Batman anniversary screening on this channel, I think in June. So be on the lookout for that.
Also, by the way, what was it? What was the name of it? Think about how awkward Life Day would have been if he did murder the nephew and then he had to go have dinner with you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. Basil again says, "I actually agree with Jeremy. Lost did in fact have a lot of answers. They were stupid answers, but they were there."
Jeremy's right again.
I mean, whether again, that's the part. You don't have to like what they answered, but they answered pretty much everything they set up. I mean, you can nitpick little things like what was this, what was that, but at the end of the day, the overarching theme of the show, there were answers and there was closure, and it's not easy to understand, and that is a flaw in the filmmaking and the writing, but it's there.
Caleb the Alien says, I have been retooling a story I have for different mediums. I have a background in film, but have settled on releasing it as a graphic novel. Do you have any pointers? How many people do I need to get this project off the ground? Well, you need a writer. You're the writer. Then you need an artist. Now, if you find an artist that can pencil, ink, and color, you're set. If not, you'll need... would you say most people, Ethan, that you can hire as an artist will pencil and ink?
Yeah, most of them will.
So you got that. So that's an artist, and then you're the writer, and then you'll need a colorist, maybe letterer. You can. I got a friend that's lettering it for me, but yeah, letterer, and those aren't that expensive. And then I guess you could ask one of those people to format it properly for you, so you can have it ready for print. And then I would say a couple people on social media to help you promote it. What do you say, Ethan? What else do you think they need?
That's about it. You need to have somebody who will actually turn it into a comic book for you.
Ethan says you need 25,000 subs too.
I do think that's true. In order to be successful, in order to not be disappointed with your results, you really should have a wide social media following.
Yeah, and tell us about it. If it's on Indiegogo, we'll mention it on a stream. So there you go. Donut Swan says, EVS, the writing of those first 3 pages of Cyberfrog is excellent. Reminds me of Ripley at the end of Alien. One small thing on the second page, use educate twice. Maybe change it to one to teach?
Yeah, I caught that. Yeah, that was an editorial snafu. So thank you for saying that, yeah.
Star Wars for Life, Jeremy's Instagram fan page says, Doomcock, check Twitter. Well, Star Wars for Life, Doomcock is away right now, but I'm sure he'll hear the replay and he'll check Twitter.
He's already checked it. I think he saw what they were tweeting. He checked it right after he got off here.
Monster01 says, Cecil sure knows how to soft boil a hard-on. Thanks for the Tuesdays. Hail the High Council. How does that make you feel, Cecil?
I mean, I guess it would be. I guess I'd be more insulted if I was hard boiling it, wouldn't I?
I don't know what it means, but it sounds great. Sounds like a good insult.
Is he saying that his cock is getting less stiff around me? I don't understand what he's saying.
That's what I took. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that.
007 Cloud says, what I got from the Game of Thrones episode is always F the potential crazy out of Whammon. I'm doing my part. Are you?
Yes, you got to fuck your aunt, even if she'll go crazy and burn everybody up.
RA says, the point of Game of Thrones...
He's getting coy. This bitch is going crazy. Give her it. She wants to Larry Steele.
RA says the point of Game of Thrones isn't shocking twists, it's brutal realism. Dany was a woman with power who got rejected, and when she wanted the D, of course she genocided everyone. One of the best TV episodes ever. Laughing face.
Thank you. Exactly.
Zeke says, if my expectations for Cyberfrog are subverted, I will lose all interest in pop culture. EVS, you're my only hope.
Well, I'll do my best.
Some girls don't even need a dragon to burn your apartment or your house down. I know that.
Jesus. Chocolate Bear MMA says, thoughts on Brightburn movie coming out?
I'm interested. Looks good.
I need to see what it is.
It's the evil Superman.
Let's see. We got Cumberbatch Pepperpot says, how about a Cobra Kai style Darth Vader show during the events of the original trilogy?
Oh, I mean, if we could actually have it done in the same respect that Cobra Kai is, but we all know that's not going to happen.
I only got like 3 episodes in. I don't think I got further yet. Are any of the other boys going to show up?
What are you talking about in Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
You're only like 3 in?
3 into the second season.
No, you've got mainly. Well, I don't want to say two. Well, never mind. You're talking about the first season, so no. I mean, you've got the two mains, and then it's all.
Okay.
And then once they start progressing into the story, they start developing the new characters into it.
Yeah, but I mean, remember the old boys from the Joey
Yeah.
Johnny that
But
old Cobra Kai.
I don't want to say too much, but there is another tie to the movie as you get into it. I won't say specifics, but there's
but I'm
another
on
tie
season
to.
2, so I know the other.
You're on season 2 then. I thought you were in season 1.
Right.
No.
Okay.
But there is something that will tie back to it. There is one thing once you get towards the end that will tie back to the OG.
That kid that's like, put him in a body bag. What's he doing now?
I have no idea.
Used car salesman.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah. They're all working for Daniel.
Yeah. Flamed Wood says, Game of Thrones shit the bed. D&D are rubbish as the future of Star Wars. Hail the High Council. Thank you, fine people, for helping me to grasp my sanity.
It's not over yet. You'll see. One more episode.
Nostalgia Network says, Jeremy, are you worried about Clone Wars Season 7 being political like making clones gay? I know clones are brothers, but does KK know that?
Yes, I am worried about it. I don't know how you can't not be worried about it. And I know EVS said on the panel there at Celebration, he became a big fan of Dave Filoni after that panel. Cobra Kai season 2 is SJW garbage. No, it's not.
Clones became gay with each other?
No, but it was a soy-based panel. Yeah, I mean, I am worried about it. I'm definitely worried about it, but I'm gonna hope that it doesn't go down that road, but it's definitely a concern.
I'm concerned
that would be like brothers. Well, if I had a time machine, I think the first thing I would do is blow myself in the past, because I spent half of my 14th year trying to do that, and I feel like I owe it to myself.
Oh God, this is getting weird as we go later into the night.
I want to know how Cobra Kai season 2 is SJW garbage.
It isn't. It's the opposite.
Like I see when we start saying that type of stuff, that it loses any kind of credibility of the, like when people are saying Arya was a Mary Sue, like what? No. and Cobra Kai is diversity does not mean, and again, diversity does not mean SJW. Forced diversity does, because in reality, the only reason I'm bringing up the diversity in Cobra Kai is to prove the point that there's nothing wrong with diversity. There's something wrong with forced diversity. Like, I am a normal person. EVS is a normal person. We don't watch shows, or we don't go into Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever. Go,
how many people? Let's get the breakdown. Let's get the breakdown of non-white males in here to make sure I can eat food first.
Like, normal people don't do this. You know what I mean? So when you watch Cobra Kai, you don't see all of this stuff. But when you have to battle against the nonsense, you always have to point it out. But I don't know what in the world you're talking about. Like, you remember the part, I can't remember what episode it is, where he walks in and sees the kid wearing the Forces female, or the Futurist female shirt.
Yeah,
Have you seen that yet?
Yeah,
hilarious. Like, there's a lot of little nuggets taking jabs at SJW culture. It's not over the top. I thought that it was a little more in your face, the shots at SJW culture in the first season. So there wasn't as many of those little shots in the second season, but it's still there, and it's not SJW at all. So don't say that. I mean, if you say that, you're just losing any credibility of when you want to actually criticize something that is SJW. Like, it's if everything is SJW, nothing's SJW. That's the whole point.
Well, this name is not SJW. Don Dingler the Mingler says Danny took the phrase "Yes, Queen Slay" too far.
Yeah.
Salvador, this is one of my INGs. Schindler's Listing. A man puts up an ad for a newly empty campground for lease.
Oh.
Yeah. The Geek Talk Society says, how does one be a guest on I'm the Real Captain Britain? How does one become a guest? Sorry. How does one be a guest on I'm the Real Captain Britain? I don't know. We need some British people to help us out with that. Logan Michael, the Anti-Funko Pop, says, ask a Target employee for the retro collection in the back, or it is most likely in the men's clothing section. Well, Logan Michael, I actually saw a local guy asking somebody else where they were, and they said the truck was late. So I'll go look tomorrow. I think the guy I know this sounds really weird, but I think the guy looks like a car mechanic, so I figure I'll go in when one of the hours when the guy would be working, and I'll pick up my figures eventually. Zatachi's Cane Sword says, at Cecil, were you Roland on the Q&A show? Or, sorry, were you Roland on the OA show, XOX?
What's an AO show?
O and A show. Oh, I guess Opie and Anthony.
Was I rolling on it?
Were you Roland? I guess there's a character named Roland.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Now, folks, we're still going, but remember, when we're done here, go over and check out Jessie Milestone's live stream. She's I don't know if she's live streaming about right this second, but I've been putting the link in the description or the link in the chat. So if you guys want to go over and support another member of the Fandom Menace, there you go. There's the link again. Where were we at? Wanderer says King Arthur needs to come back and kick this new Captain Britain's arse and take his rightful place as King of England. David Hervey says Nia Jax is shaped like the yellow M&M. That's fucking cold. Jason Green says you don't have to open up my package. I was just curious as to when you're going to do the whole unboxing video. No rush. Oh, Jason Green, I understand. Believe me, I love doing those. They are a process. Plus, I think I might have misplaced my tripod, to be honest, as well. The more I look at my desk, but I do want to make it because here's my thing. My rule is don't open it up unless it's on camera. So I got bags and bags full of these packages, and I want to know what they are. I only know what one is because our friend Ryan's like, hey, I sent you Rogue. Other than that, I don't know. We had a $5 message retracted. Thank you very much anyway. And then RF Official says, can we get an angry rant on Holdo in The Last Jedi, please? So thanks, Occasional Cortex. She is a shit character who does not belong in the film. She just randomly pops up. Admiral Akbar should have done what she did and had a heroic death. And I am glad that Laura Dern will never be in another Star Wars film.
And she was a dick to that guy, what's his name? Poe
Dameron?
Well, why wouldn't you share information with him?
No.
The whole plan was stupid.
Fucking
Everything was stupid.
The movie makes me angry.
So we have reached, I know last week was 6 hours and 51 minutes, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Well, this show's almost 4, so there you go. No, wait. Yeah, 4. So, folks, thank you for joining us here on the High Council. Make sure on the way out you give us a thumbs up. We got 1,351 thumbs up, so you're going to get Good Morning Pop Culture. I don't care if I get a lot of sleep. I'm going to do it. Get amped up on coffee and have a lot of fun. This Thursday night, it's official, so I guess we're just going to call it another episode of the High Council. So here on this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it will be myself, Ethan, Jeremy, Nerdrotic, and we'll be with Bounding into Comics, and it's going to be a very important episode. So if you want to get involved, have your questions ready, get prepared. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad all the guys are going to be here now because I'm super excited. So, folks, make sure you're checked out or subscribed to Geeks and Gamers. Make sure you're subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You got a super chat I'll read in just a second. Make sure you're subscribed to Diversity and Cecil. Cecil, you're really close to 10,000, right?
Yes.
Jeremy, you're over 150, so congratulations. Ethan, you and I are getting close, dude. You're at 124-ish, and I'm at almost 119. So, I'm catching up. I'm excited. I'm loving the YouTube life. But okay, so Zatachi's Cane Sword says, thoughts on a potential live-action adaptation of Tales of the Bounty Hunters, Tales from Mos Eisley, or Tales from Jabba's Palace?
On the surface, it sounds great, and then you realize who's in charge.
Zatachi's Cane Sword, I wouldn't mind if they now hear me out. You know how they do Galaxy of Adventure like shorts?
Mm-hmm.
If you treated them with respect and told those stories in like okay, I'm a big fan of things called anthology films. Everyone knows like Tales from the Crypt is an anthology series, Creep Show's an anthology film, Twilight Zone. Basically, you would make like a Star Wars anthology TV show, but each episode's like a different adaptation of something from Star Wars. And maybe you do 12 episodes a season. I could get behind something like that in concept. And if you have to do it as an animation thing, do it. Don't over stylize it, and don't bastardize and make the characters look stupid for the sake of a joke, because kids will watch Star Wars if they can get behind the characters. And when you disrespect Luke, Leia, and Han, you just don't have a future audience.
Nope.
And then finally, Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pop, says Halloween 5 is gay. Halloween 5 is a shitty film with a terrible Michael Myers mask, a stupid ending, and it ties into the absolute worst Halloween, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. And that's until we get to Rob Zombie films, which is a whole nother can of worms that I will not get into. So, Jeremy, Ethan, Cecil, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm looking forward to Thursday. And I do think, it is going to be an important episode because a lot of people are being deplatformed right now. Bounding into Comics was deplatformed by Facebook. And luckily, by the support that they received from so many of you, it got corrected. And we need to talk about this. We need to understand this, and we need to realize, like, maybe you're a bigger fan of this channel than that channel or whatever. But when people get deplatformed, we all lose. I don't care who you are. People do not need to be deplatformed under any circumstances. It's unbelievable, and I'm really excited about this. So,
Ethan, you have anything you'd like to say in closing?
Just a song. I'm just kidding. No, great night, everyone. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
I have 2 videos I put up today, which is a big deal because I usually do that like per month. I put 2 up.
And get Cecil to 10,000.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, if you're going to be up, if you're in a different part of the world, check out Jessie Milestone. She's a member of the Fandom Menace. She's awesome. And again, I'll put the link in the chat right now, so there you go. And until next time, which is going to be Thursday night here on this channel, go out into the world and be excellent to each other. Good night, everybody.